All right, it's Good Friends, Good Games. It is episode 45. We're almost to the Big 5-0. We should probably start thinking about the Big 5-0 and what we're going to do.
Party.
But
Pool party.
Let me hit my 40s first.
Let's get a pool party going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got the DJ outside, right, Everis? Like there's a DJ going on. They got a whole shebang, huh? All right.
The whole enchilada. I can smell the burgers right now. This the grill smell, and I'm like, damn.
Oh yeah, dude, they were doing that last night out here in this complex. The lady across from me, she fired up the grill, and you just get that fresh grill smell, like when the charcoal starts going.
Oh, charcoal especially is the best. Oh.
Yeah, I was like, I just ate, but I was like, can you spare a morsel, please?
Spare me a little morsel, please.
I could go for a nice charcoal burger.
Same.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go buy the barbecue.
I wanted to go to. I thought about going to the party, but then it was like, it would just be me and Josh, and that means we'd have to socialize.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like,
you
can I just have the
burgers? I don't know
if
I want to socialize with a bunch of people that I don't know. I'm a pretty social person, but it's like, everyone here is like a good 10 to 15 years older than us. So
okay.
There's a definite like generational difference.
Well, you're millennial, so that means you're in a complex of like Gen Xers basically.
I'm the very, very, very like bottom of the millennial, like the very end. I'm like I'm almost Gen Z, but I'm technically millennial because I was born in the 90s.
Same.
Or I was like born, I think 98 is the cutoff, if I'm not mistaken. 97? Okay.
Yeah. I was born in 96. I was like just on the barrier. Like I was right on the end of it, basically.
And I think that millennials extend all the way to like 1982.
Something like that, yeah. I'm like early millennial. I'm 83.
Well, don't worry, Everis. Maybe I'll have some friends to hang out with. We start thinking about going to bingo or start watching Young and the Restless.
Oh my god!
Watch Matlock marathons on TV Land.
There you go.
That's a funny story. I was homeschooled, and so I was part of the small group that did watch daytime TV, and Matlock was one of them.
Okay, what was your daytime TV jam? Was it Price is Right? What was the
Oh, I love the Price. I love the Price is Right. So good. It was definitely Price is Right and Matlock, and then a little bit of Perry Mason.
Nice. I had to explain to Pal who Sally Jesse Raphael was.
Really?
Who?
Yeah. Okay, so for those that are in that age range that do not know who I just said, Sally Jesse Raphael was this talk show host in like the 80s, mid 80s through the early 90s, and she was basically like the Ellen of that era, like the Ellen talk show.
Yeah,
that's basically what she did, if I remember right. But yeah, that was her thing. Bob Barker's Price is Right is the shiz. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Do you do that whole thing when you move into a new place? Do you go like introduce yourself to your neighbors and stuff like that? Like no, like you just
if they're like walking. Sorry, Josh keeps going through the front door. Once you open the front door, then I can hear it in my headphones, in which case I can it definitely picks up. If they walking by, then I'll be like, I'll say hi or whatever.
Yeah.
But I won't like make an effort to be like,
knock on the door.
My name is blah blah blah. I just moved in. Like, right. And I don't bring cookies. I think that's
cookies.
I think that's a really. I don't know. Do people still do that? Like make cookies for their neighbors or whatever?
I don't know.
I feel like it's a thing that people don't do anymore.
I've never done it.
Maybe if I lived in a house in a quiet neighborhood.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it's like, I don't know where these cookies came from. I don't know what the state of your kitchen is. I don't know.
I think it's more. I think Zenith brings up a good point, though. I think it's more like if you move into a neighborhood where, you bought a house and you're in a neighborhood and stuff like that, that's like a long-term investment. You're there like 20, 30 years, so that makes sense. I would go, and plus, truth be told, good neighbors will keep an eye out on your stuff. They'll keep an eye on your car, those kind of things. So it does pay to be like that. But if you're in a complex and you're going to be in an apartment for, 1 to 5 years, then I don't know if I necessarily go through the effort. But a house, if I bought a house and stuff like that, definitely. If it's a neighbor like right next door to me, like in an apartment, then yes, I will be like, because I've seen it before where they're like, I'll be like, yo, your door was creaked open or whatever. You okay? That kind of stuff. And then they'll be like, oh no, I didn't know. Thanks. That kind of stuff. So it does.
Yeah, if I did that here, living in Toronto, I'd be like, thank you for the roofie cookies. You can have these back. So no thanks.
Is Toronto that wild?
No, but like any city, don't trust things that are free.
All right.
Okay. So go ahead.
I've just heard so many like horror stories of people having issues with their neighbors, and I definitely would be the person to try and establish a good relationship from the start. Because she's like, I have a friend, she's trying to get chickens in her backyard, but she has to get the HOA has to approve it first. And she's like, I almost just did it. I almost just went out and bought the stuff because HOA is not going to know it's in my backyard, right?
Yeah.
And and I was like, well, unless you have a rooster. And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to have a rooster. But she's like, but my neighbor straight up hates me. So she's like, I got to get approval from the HOA now because.
Just throw it right back in their face and be like, I know you have a dog in there. Like that kind of shit. Like, and then they'll be like, it's all quiet from there. So guys, I have a problem. You know those people that like, and it's starting now, we're like in the middle of July and people are like looking at Halloween stuff and they're like posting about Halloween stuff you bought. And I'm like,
I saw that today.
I'm like, why are you buying Halloween stuff? It's the middle of July, right? Well,
I want to, you share yours. I'll share mine after yours because like I got something to share too.
And here's the thing. I think I have a problem because I have found something I want to purchase, but it's for Christmas.
Oh.
In July. Like I'm literally like, I think I need to order this or go to the store and buy this like now. So I have put it on the screen here. I'm going to put it on the screen here. I need this. And I need it like now. But this Christmas ornament is the greatest Christmas ornament in the history of Christmas ornaments.
Damn.
And I need this thing like now.
Eric, this will be the greatest Christmas ornament unless if you had that building changed with Nakatomi Plaza.
Oh.
Do you have a picture, Eric?
So you'll have a combo of both.
Oh,
yes.
Let me get a link here. Let me just do this. Nakatomi Plaza. So we had an office right across from Nakatomi Plaza, and we no longer have that office anymore. I tried to get a picture for you, Zenith. It's like on the other opposite side of our building, and I was like, God damn it! I put it in the live chat for you, Everis. So now I'm gonna be like one of those weirdos that's gonna go purchase this crap at Christmas, or for Christmas, and it's July.
Honestly, though, it doesn't have any like Christmas anything on it. It's just a Ghostbusters ornament.
Yeah,
so you could be like, oh, it's just for my shelf.
Look at Everis enabling my purchases that I don't need to make.
See?
That's
what friends are for.
That is true friendship right there.
Yeah, dude.
Everis is gatekeeping Christmas from you. What the heck?
No, that is true friendship where she was like, you know what? There's nothing Christmassy about this ornament. Just take the little hook thing off and then put it on your shelf and you've got decor.
Yeah, I don't know if this would actually like hang from the tree, but honestly, just keep it.
I have the car. Like I got the car one year.
It's not like the ghost has like a hat, like a Santa hat on or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's clearly meant for one time of the year. That could be on anybody's shelf.
Let me tell you. For those that do not know, and if you are new here, welcome. We appreciate you having here. I am the biggest Ghostbusters fan like ever, right? To the point where I contemplated having a whole Ghostbusters tattoo on my back.
Oh.
So I wanted the whole Ghostbusters like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man trampling through New York on my body somewhere, and an old friend of mine was like, Eric, that sounds like a back piece. So like it,
yeah, Eric, if you put the words Ghostbusters right in on your lower back, it's gonna look like a tramp stamp.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How many times did you watch the Ghostbusters movie? Did you watch it in theaters?
The first movie came out when I was born, so 83, 84. And
what about the new one though?
Yes, we were there. I saw both new ones when they came out. I've seen the original one when it's like the anniversary. I've seen it in theaters every time it was the anniversary, like when they did the 50 or the 35 or whatever, the 5 and the O's. I've seen it in the theaters. Pow and I just went, as a matter of fact, and it doesn't get old. I spent, I think it was $270 to go to Ghostbusters Day at the Sony Picture Lot, just so I could get myself a picture with the car, like the car.
Damn. Yeah.
Because that's
how I am with like Lord of the Rings stuff. Like I'd pay big money to go to New Zealand and see like the Green Dragon and all the little, like the set for. Totally. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like that was my thing where I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend the money. I was like, this is ridiculous, right? It's one day, But I was like, the car was there. I took a picture with the car. I don't have it like handy, but I'll put it up someday. I have a picture with the car. I saw Dan Aykroyd. Like I sat in a panel where Dan Aykroyd was right in front of me. And I saw like a panel with all the original directors and stuff, and they were talking about all their movies and everything that they did. I sat on a panel where they talked about the toys. I love this movie. I love everything Ghostbusters. So I have one childhood dream left that I have not fulfilled. And that is I do not have a picture in front of the firehouse in New York. I've never been to New York. But the second I get to New York, that will be the first thing I do is make sure I have a picture in front of the firehouse.
Nice.
So that is where I'm at with this whole thing. Like, but yeah, I love Ghostbusters, and like I'm tempted on buying this thing in the middle of July. That was the point of the discussion.
New York is cheaper than New Zealand, dude. I envy you.
Would you do it? Would you go to New Zealand to do the whole thing? Like if you had the cash?
Oh, it's on the list. It's
on
the list.
Nice.
It's a someday thing.
Wasn't some of the Witcher film there too? Like because it has all that lush land and everything.
I think though
I don't know where Witcher was filmed.
I think that was in Scotland. I think it was.
Oh,
the Witcher.
Interesting.
I think so.
Harry Potter World. I'm seeing Harry Potter World chat in the chat here. Speaking of which, Dill is going to be in California in a couple short months.
That is true. Yes. I've got everything sorted now, main stuff wise. I was surprised how quickly the visa got approved. The visa got approved in the day that I submitted it and paid it and everything like that. Insurance sorted, still researching if I need a bank card or anything like that over there, but it looks like I'm good on that because I can just literally turn on a setting in my bank account and I can just use my normal card. That's all right then. What else? I don't know what else I need to sort out. I need to look more at rules for what I can take, what I can't take, everything like that. The standard stuff. But yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good to go to TwitchCon, so I'm going to be going to TwitchCon.
I've got a list of things. I've got a list of things for Dill to bring back. It's like bring me British Doc Martens. Bring me
okay, British Doc Martens is going to be quite hard.
British Creepers. Bring me the whole package. I will pay for the luggage thing or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, I'll bring what I can. I just need to look at the rule set for what America you're allowed to bring. I know I can't bring Kinder eggs because Americans can't handle Kinder eggs.
Oh yeah, they eat the toy that's in it.
Yeah, so I can't drink that. I know there's some meats that are banned because they have certain standards for meats. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think it mattered if it was if it's packaged food.
It's still they still have they're quite strict on the food processing in America.
Dude,
I don't know what it is. Yeah. So yeah, there's some things I can't do. I'll probably also talk to a regular of mine at work as well because she is from America and she went to America recently. So I'll totally talk to her and see what the best advice is about how to contain all the things that Eric wants me to bring with.
It's honestly not ridiculous. Pow did want some of the chocolate, the actual British chocolate.
Oh, I'm bringing Cadbury's chocolate.
Yes.
You two need to try the best chocolate in the world, or one of the best chocolates in the world.
I've had Cadbury, and it's phenomenal. I also had Pow and I had a Canadian Kit Kat.
A Canadian Kit Kat.
We had the drumstick flavored Kit Kat. If you don't know what a drumstick is, it's basically like this ice cream with like, it's like a cone, vanilla, and there's chocolate and peanuts on it. And then they put the little chocolate nub at the end of the cone. But there's a Kit Kat version. And I found out Kit Kats in Canada are made by Nestle, and here they're made by Hershey.
Yeah, Nestle's
That's the best part. Yeah. That's the best part of those is getting to the bottom and you have that chocolate
that little nub
at the bottom of the cone. Yeah,
if you go to Costco, that is now a dessert treat you can buy.
Belgian chocolate is the best chocolate in the world. You can't. Well, I have to go to Belgium then.
I've never had Belgian chocolate, but yeah, there's like you can go to Costco and they will sell you a bag of just the bottom of the drumstick cone, and it's got little chocolate like filling in it.
Cool.
Anyone have anything exciting before we go into the video game talk here?
I mean, I will say this, Everis, on our last conversation, we talked about, Pepsi and everything like that. About the aspartame and stuff that I found out about it.
Yeah. Scared straight.
Since that conversation, I have reduced my consumption of Pepsi Max.
Good job.
I now drink only about 1, maybe 2 cans a day, and I drink more water than that now, basically.
Phil, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud.
Yeah. So I've been trying
no judgment whatsoever. But you know what? I'm happy for you. I really am.
Yeah. Did it legit scare you?
You shouldn't do that. It's one of those things where, like, as you get older, you know that your body starts to say, there's some things that like you need to reduce down on everything like that. And I just figured, like, I may as well start now before, like, this shit starts affecting me, like, long term, basically. And yeah. So
I don't know if I talked about it.
That's something I've done.
I don't know about it if I talked about it enough, but mine was the caffeine. Like, the caffeine intake I had was like ridiculous. And it's like, now it's like, I cut it off after a certain point in the day, because if I drink it, I'll be up. And I'm like, whoa. Like, you cut it out.
When did that, like, take effect? Because I'm at the point now where caffeine doesn't really do shit.
That's when you have a problem.
I don't. No, because I only do, like, I'll either do a Celsius or a cup of coffee every day.
Okay, so
it's not like it's a constant thing, but it's like I can do it any time of the day and it doesn't affect my sleep.
Yeah, see, that's your body's developed enough of a tolerance to it. Now, it can develop a tolerance to the amount you're intaking. That's why you don't have, like, you don't have feel any effect from it, because it's adjusted to how much you take in. Where, like, my case, I would drink coffee in the morning. I would have Cokes in the afternoon, and then at the end of the day after work, I would go have like a Monster or a C4 or something, and to get me through the rest of the evening. And I would not feel a thing. I would go to bed like normal time.
Yeah.
And then
I need to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then when you add it up, like, you find out that's a shit ton of caffeine when you're only supposed to have like 300 to 400 tops a day.
Yeah. What I need to do is I need to buy decaf coffee, because I like the flavor of coffee, but I don't need the caffeine, because it'll be like halfway through the day and I'm like, well, I already had a Celsius today, but I want a coffee because coffee tastes good. And then I'm like, well, I need to get decaf. So I keep forgetting.
So I guess to answer your question, what happened was I cut the caffeine down drastically, right? So now I'm probably at about 300, maybe 350 a day, give or take. Maybe hit 4, right? Compared to about the 8 that I was taking in a day. And I knew I was taking too much in, because when I cut down and I got accustomed to how much I cut down to, Pal and I had a vanilla latte at like 8 at night. I was up till 2:30 in the morning, when I'm usually in bed by about 11:30.
I see Zen just taking a sip of coffee. Our little coffee nerd.
Yeah.
This is my second of the day.
Nice.
Yeah, like it was nuts. Now, if he's drinking like regular Keurig, or regular drip coffee, there's about 30 to 60 milligrams of caffeine in a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's not as much.
But a latte literally is about 130. It's because it's a shot of espresso.
Because it's espresso, yeah.
Yeah, and that I was like, whoa, shit. And then when your body's not used to having it after that time of day, it's like, oh, I got caffeine, and you're up. I could not sleep.
Yeah, I try and have like less coffee my off days because money's been tight. So I drink a breakfast blend, so a light roast coffee has more caffeine in it. So
yeah, it's you gotta watch
I've
out for
noticed
that
that when evenings I don't drink pop at all. I will drink water, and then I go to sleep and I actually sleep a lot. Well, to be fair, I've been kind of like changing up my sleep style where like as soon as I go to bed, I don't like bring my phone with me. I put my phone somewhere in the corner, and I literally just like bang on YouTube. You know, but yeah, one of those.
Yeah, I don't watch anything from my phone in bed because I don't want to disrupt and I don't want to disrupt the next door
circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? The circadian rhythm?
Yeah. I switched to I had that problem too where I would like read or watch stuff on my tablet trying to go to bed, and then I switched for like a regular Kindle, the paper white Kindle screen, and that helps immensely when I fall asleep.
Yeah.
So helps a lot. All right, so Dill's cut down caffeine. Zenith, you got anything exciting?
I've been through a couple of weeks. It's so much has happened. So last time we were on the podcast, didn't I tell you that I was doing a thing for July 1st?
You've doing a lot of things throughout the year, so you have to be specific on what you're doing July 1st.
On July 1st, I think it was the day after the podcast, I was supposed to be on the official Jackbox page, because I was going to be playing Jackbox with some of the biggest Canadian content creators.
Oh, I remember this, yes.
Yeah, so what happened is about 10 minutes into the stream, I'm having fun. There was like hundreds of people there watching the stream, and my community was there. You know, it was fun. I was having a great time. Transformer blew up. So my power didn't come up until 10 minutes after the Jackbox stream went down.
Damn,
dude. Were they like totally understanding of everything? Like,
oh yeah, they were totally understanding. They felt
good.
bad that I couldn't be there for him.
Yeah,
that's such a bummer.
Sounds so like Jackbox has got to do another one then.
Yep.
And then Wednesday, last Wednesday, I was supposed to was my first day of my new job. Except the night before, I got an email running a job that I was actually hoping to get instead, which was the customer service remote work from home one. So I went into my job on day one, and they presented me like 50 documents. Like, I'm talking about like a giant stack of papers that was this thick. I'm not over exaggerating.
Wow.
And I was reading through it all, and everyone was just signing it, initialing it. I didn't sign a single damn thing. I was like, no, I'm gonna read this stuff, because like, if there's anything that makes me say no, I'm not doing it. And sure enough, within like the first 20 minutes of me being there, I hear one of the other guys on the phone, and he was kind of screaming at a customer or a client. And it literally says in the employee notebook right there. So I'm not going to like discuss the details because, I'm not allowed.
Right.
But what I will say, though, is it clearly says you may not berate, insult, or
harass, basically.
But the thing is, the person was a manager, and I can tell it's a manager because the office next to it are the nice private ones. And he was basically saying, "You're young, you're uneducated, you're stupid, you should not be spending this money." And I'm like, "Wow, you can't be doing that." Okay, I guess that's okay if you're a manager. So, after this, I was just reading like a whole bunch. Apparently, they said that I have to like pay for all these like licensing fees, and I have to submit myself and pay out of my own paycheck for a monthly credit check.
Yeah, that's what I thought was a red flag.
And so
through them. through them. Like they facilitate the credit check. Like you're paying them.
They were going to cover the first. Actually, my employment program was covering the first one, and then after that, I'm on the hook.
That's weird.
So, I mean, the other people there, like, well, you know, just thinking out, the people there were nice, but I told them about my predicament. It's like, guys, I have another job that I could be getting, and I'm going to mess up the opportunity to have that job if I stick this one out. And right now, I'm just seeing too many things that, like, my gut's been screaming no for like 2 weeks prior to getting this job, and I've never had that before. So I called the lady in that was training us. I said, sorry, but I can't do this. So I went home, and I felt fucking good about it.
Good.
And then the moment I got home, I got a job interview to have last Friday. And the building is right over there.
Okay.
I can see it from my window. And so the thing is, the customer service job, like, it wasn't guaranteed. It was 2 interviews. It was for a second interview. I'm like, yes, okay, second interview. Okay, we got this. I found out yesterday that I didn't get the job. But last Friday, I had the interview. It was actually on Zoom, despite the fact that I'm literally 5 minutes away. So I thought that it was the hiring manager that was going to interview me. So I'm like, ooh, you know, this could be exciting. You know, it's going to be fun. No, it was the president of the company.
Oh.
I'm like, oh no.
Pressure.
Oh no. So I was trying to, you know, break the ice a little bit, try and, you know, have a bit of fun. He was not in the mood for fun. He had the sense of humor of a dying dog. There's no.
Wow. Oof.
So, and then in the middle, near the end of the interview, he said, "All right, so I want to see some of your artwork." I'm like, "Oh." So I showed him.
Hold on. Why does he want to see your artwork? What was the job for?
It was it's a UX UI designer.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it would make sense he wants to see some kind of portfolio.
Yeah, my portfolio.
Yeah, so I showed him my Twitch graphics, but then he's like, "All right, so now I want to see you said you're a content creator. I want to see your Twitch streams." I'm like,
oh boy.
How many swears could he get through in one interview?
I had like the stream muted, but it's like, all right, fine, I'll just pull this one up. And it's like, so yeah, you know, this is what I do, you know, like I did this overlay, I did this. But then when I had it, I paused it, and he was like, I was listening to him, I was talking to him, and then I saw him in the chat log while the video was paused, while I was still sharing my screen. Morgan was talking about boobies.
Nice.
Jamie was telling me to go fuck myself. Chibi was also commenting on Morgan's boobies.
Of course.
And I had like other just kind of chat shenanigans. I'm like, this is like the... If any... Good God, I am not getting this job.
No.
So...
Here's a tip, Zen. If you don't plan on sharing what's on your resume, you shouldn't put it on your resume. So if you say that you're a broadcaster, you have to expect that someone's going to ask for your content. You can't just say, I'm a broadcaster, and call it good. That's my advice.
Well, like if you wanted to see because like what I specifically mentioned about broadcasting is I say that I operated like a business and I use a spreadsheet. So if you wanted to see like my organization work, is all the spreadsheets that I went and designed for like stuff like my storm, for keeping myself organized, then yeah, I actually would say that I have impressive stuff to share. But if you're literally asking, hey, I want to see your streams, it's like, well, give me a heads up first. No.
So my advice to that is now that you know that there may very well be a situation where someone's like, show me your content, you should cut together one of those reels that has all the good, lighthearted, positive stuff, and have that bad boy stuck on a YouTube there. That way they can see the good
portfolio ready.
If there is any swearing, bleep it out.
That way they don't get Morgan's titty talk and all this other shit.
Damn you, Morgan, and your boobs.
I want to know his face. I want to know what his face like. Or his or her face, I'm sorry. I want to know what their face was when they heard Morgan and Demi hashing it out with you.
Well, he was talking to me, so like, there was I couldn't even see his face. Like, he wouldn't put his face cam on, so I'm like, wow, this is just fucking going great. But the thing is, he recorded the interview, he's sending it to HR, but I know for a fact that they're just gonna look at it.
He required you to put your face cam on, but he didn't have to?
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Double standard.
Yeah.
So, I was like, I know for a fact I'm not getting this fucking job. There's no way. So, but
wait, when did you do this interview?
Friday. So, like, the thing is, I was getting for this interview based off of previous work experience, not so much about my graphics. I said that I have 23 years of experience with Photoshop. Or sorry, I think I said 21 years of experience with Photoshop. But that doesn't exactly mean that it's like, hey, here's all my Twitch stuff. Here's me swearing. Here's me being an absolute asshole on the internet. I was just there for mostly admin.
Okay, let me be a positive devil's advocate for you, okay? You in your head right now think, oh God, this guy's watching this shit and he's gonna be like, we fucking can't have this here, right? But maybe, just maybe, the guy looks at it and he says, okay, yeah, he's got a foul mouth and all that stuff, but he's creating entertainment, right? And then he's going to look at the wonderful community that is sitting there and engaging with you and having jokes with each other. And maybe, just maybe, the guy will look at it and be like, you know what? This guy brings a lot of joy to other people and he makes people laugh. And he's like, you know what? Maybe that is what we want here. I get what you're feeling like, where you're like, oh shit. But I will say the one thing you did, and I give you all the credit in the world for it, is you had the balls and you just gave it to him. You didn't bullshit him.
I told Zen that, like, I wish more employers thought like that and thought, kind of objectively and didn't just see through a tunnel.
Right.
And I feel like more often than not, they're looking through the tunnel.
Because he could have easily just been like, all right, I've seen enough. Sorry,
But did he do
isn't
that?
Right for us? No, because like he's like, all right. So now that I've seen your Twitch graphics and I showed him all my like Paper Mario panels that I had on my graphic thing, and then like after I was showing him suffering at Super Mario World and crowd control, he just, like, the interview kept going, and then shortly afterwards he's like, all right, so we're gonna send it to HR. They're gonna look at it. I mean, they're probably younger than he is, and they're probably gonna have a good laugh. He's like, that's the thing. If I somehow get this job, I'd be like, you guys are fucking insane for hiring me, but thank you.
You would be surprised.
Did they say they were gonna respond? Did they say they were gonna reach out to you?
Yeah, how did it end?
Not?
It ended where he said, all right, so thank you for your time. So as I mentioned before, that this interview is recorded and it's gonna be sent to our HR team, and they'll look at it, and if we do decide to proceed with things further, we will contact you. But thank you for your time.
So you gotta hope that someone on the HR team has a sense of humor, basically.
I've already moved on.
Okay. I mean, realistically, yeah, they're not judging everything about what you're doing on your Twitch stream. Like, they're not judging everything on your Twitch stream. So, but what I will say is, what Everis said is, like, most people look down the tunnel. Where the guy that interviewed you might not be looking down that tunnel. HR will look down the tunnel. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean like, no, we can't hire this guy, he's got a foul mouth or whatever. They may come back to you and say, hey, we'd like to offer you this job, but your social media presence has to not be affiliated with this company anyway. And what that's going to mean is, like, don't talk about your job, don't talk about that kind of thing. Like, you would have to
that's the thing, is like, I've not once bad mouthed the company at all or the person interviewing me. I'm just saying that, like, hey,
Oh, I thought you say any employer. I thought you were going to say any employer, but like, that's not fucking true.
Yeah, it's just like I was just like the interview was pretty much the exact of what I predicted. So like the person was fun and kind of like worked with me here, and I'm like, so I'm a bit of a nerd, but at the same time, it's what I've been doing for 3 years. It's like obviously like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for if I didn't somehow make content integration into something. Yes, I'm not some big Twitch partner or some big YouTuber that makes millions of dollars a year, but what I do, works for me. I've been at it for so many years. I like to think that I know a thing, and like that, if you take a look at my previous job experience, I have experience with community management and being able to build something from nothing. So
I think just from a character and personality standpoint, you were like, oh shit, but you took it on the chin and you just knew. Like, you didn't try to hide it and anything like that. And surprisingly enough, dude, a lot of employers like respect that, where you're just like, you know what? Like, it's like this dude took it on the chin and it was awkward, but you know what? He remained professional during the whole scenario.
I bent over and let him fuck me in the ass, Eric.
Send him this clip. Send him that clip. No, but like, I think you just don't lose hope. I mean, did you put yourself in a little bit of a hole? Most likely, but don't lose hope. The guy, you don't know what the guy's looking at. The guy might have found the shit completely hilarious and he can't do it in the interview. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like, but yeah, you should go make yourself a reel that has all the positive, good things you do, and then you show them the reel.
And then basically, good positive reel, and then like the past 5 seconds, it's all like fast forward like 40 times, you just see boobs, shit, piss.
But I think, there might be a whole thing. He might just look at how you interact with the people that are in your chat and how you respond to those things. And like, maybe that's what they see. And they go, you know what? This guy's friendly. He's energetic. Everyone seems to be having a good time around there with him. That you never know what someone is looking for on a team. We have people all the time that come through and they are the most technically profound people that we interview, but we don't pick them because we cannot, as the team that's already there, we cannot picture spending 8 hours a day working with them.
You know what, guys? That's right. Hire me. Why? Because I will call Kirby utility boob.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. It's literally one of those things where like we've had people that are so technically profound and would be perfect fits technical wise, but they just don't have the personality. They don't have the energy. They don't have we focus a lot on that stuff. Like, we really do, where we're just like, and then we have like roundup meetings with the team and they'll be like, yeah, I cannot see myself working 8 hours a day with this guy. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, they just don't have that personality or that energy. And my boss literally puts that before anything, because the technical, the skill set stuff, you can teach it. You can teach it. You can train them. They can learn the skill set stuff. They can learn how to do the job. Right. But you can't teach personality, or you can't train a personality.
Yeah.
And that's the most important stuff. So don't lose faith. It happened Friday. Don't lose faith. You never know.
Fun fact, I actually had, at one point in my life, I practically had no personality. In high school, I kid you not, people don't believe me, I had no personality.
That was emo Zen.
My God.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, is that when you had your hair down? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was literally the South Park goth kid.
Yeah. I was like, feelings. So many feelings.
Well, good luck. We'll see what happens. Don't lose hope.
But thank you guys. Thank you guys for your input and for the positive encouragement.
I get it though. I would be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shitting bricks. So that was actually terrifying.
Like I said, I think the dude had complete and utter respect for you when he you said that, and he's like, this guy's got balls.
Mm-hmm. And then he proceeded to beat me in the nuts with said bat, but I stood there and took it.
That's fine. It happens. Learn about lessons learned. Okay. Video game time.
Yay.
Let's see here. It has been a very, very slow month. I've been on the same shit for the past 3 months. So
that's all right.
Yeah, it's one of those things. let's flip the script around a little bit here. Everis has got some Planet Zoo.
Cool.
Shocker.
What is Planet Zoo?
And I don't really mean that sarcastically. It's just like that came out of nowhere, and it's a result of Steam Summer Sale, right?
Nice.
Steam Summer Sale happens, and
Playing some good old Legend of Zelda, Macaroni of Time.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, haha, good one. Macaroni? What does macaroni have to do with Zeus?
Tasty.
Yeah, what does macaroni have to do with Zeus?
Absolutely nothing.
Tasty.
Because, I took Zoo, and said, yes, Legend of Zelda, Macaroni of Time. Oh, based off of Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a Zelda joke. I'm being stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so do you build your own zoo? That's what Pow in the chat here is asking.
I started. I kind of didn't even think about the game until I I watched a video with Josh the other day, and it was an interview with Dominic Monaghan. Do you know who that is? He is the actor
guy
who play. No, it's the guy. It's the actor who plays
oh yeah, I know him. Yeah.
From Lord of the Rings. He's also in Lost.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the video games that he plays, and he was talking about League of Legends and much stuff. And then he was talking about Planet Zoo, and he's like, I'm sorry, Planet Zoo. Sorry, I was getting mixed up with Zoo Tycoon. Okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. And so and it was like summer sale, great. It's 50, even 80% off. Some of the packs were 80% off. And I was like, let's do this thing. God, I have played, what does Steam say? I have played 29 hours in like the last 4 days.
Nice.
I have played so much Planet Zoo. And it's so much fun. It's a zoo simulator. It's made by the same guys who developed Planet Coaster, so by Frontier, who actually just announced 2 days ago that they're releasing Planet Coaster 2 in this fall this year. So that's kind of fun news. But yeah, that's what it is. You create your own zoo and you put together animal exhibits and make people happy. I don't know what else there's to say about it.
Is it like
it's one of the most complex like simulator games that I have played to date, and I have played a lot. I have played Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, Zoo Tycoon. I played Sims since Sims 1, and I played all these simulators. This is the most complicated and detailed simulation game that I have played so far. And I'm not going to say it's the most, because I know there's a lot of other ones out there that have a lot more involved, but it's the most complicated one I've ever played. And I had to like look up YouTube videos and stuff and be like, oh my gosh, I'm failing. What's going wrong?
So what's the level of complexity? Because like I know like there's profit and loss on your like Roller Coaster Tycoon says like you're making this much money, losing this much, you need this much more staff, or you need to put more trash cans here and that kind of thing. Like what's the level of complexity that this thing gets?
It's like all the above. The thing is that there's different modes you can play. I'm mostly playing on sandbox mode, which case none of this applies really, but there's franchise mode, and that's where you really get in charge of the zoo, profits, losses, all this stuff, like the management of the zoo really comes into play in franchise mode. And it's so detailed that they're like, you can't start with any animal that you want because you're going to be taxed way too high and you're going to lose too much money too soon. So you have to start with smaller animals, smaller exhibits, and then build your way up to larger animals like polar bears or giraffes or tigers or, lions, etc. Like the ones really everyone really cares about, because you just don't have the money for it. So you have to like be really strategic about it and It's a lot of fun, and like the detail and the amount of creativity that you can apply to your zoo is incredible. So if you're like a very creative person, like this is the game for you. I found that if you kind of struggle with that and you're not a very creative person, it's kind of tricky because there is so much detail in the game that you have to be wary about.
Does it allow you to build?
I found that in games like Zoo Tycoon, it's a lot more simple, and you can kind of just like dick around and like release animals that aren't supposed to be released, etc. But no, you really can't do that in this game because it'll just yell at you and be like,
see,
and everyone will leave your park at once. You can't just fuss around like that because just bad things will happen, and you just like, I don't know, animals start eating animals. So it's fun for 5 minutes, but then it's like, okay, park's dead, start over, you know. So
burn it to the ground.
A lot of people are disappointed because you couldn't. A lot of people enjoy that kind of thing, and they like building realistic, like, you need to make this many of this animal and this many of this animal, and then it becomes like a live ecosystem type thing where like the smaller animals will continue to populate, but then the larger animals will eat the other animals. Like, you can't do any of that stuff. It's everyone, every animal. You didn't know that people do that? It's crazy.
I'm almost surprised.
You're not really. It doesn't really get. You don't really have that kind of freedom. Like, there's definitely in the encyclopedia, so to speak, it's like these animals can only be with these animals, or you know, this is not compatible with this, blah blah blah.
That's a lot of the questions I had about it then. Okay.
This looks actually this actually looks great. Like, this really looks good. Does it let you build different kind of zoos? Like, because there's like safari parks and there's like, you know, your standard. Okay.
So you can go build in Africa, you can build in Australia, you can buy South America, United States, or North America rather, Europe, etc. And all of the, it's realistic in the way that like all of the dirt, the grass, the rock and stuff would be the same rock that you find in that area. So it's not like you can start a safari and then put a bunch. Let's go with desert. You can't have a desert park.
Yeah.
But then put a bunch of lush dirt in an area. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So that's where a lot of the complexity comes from. Like, you can only put certain type of thing. Interesting. You have a lot of freedom, but there's also limitations. So there's like rules to the freedom. Like, you're free to do this. Yeah.
There's realism. Yeah.
Freedom with rules sounds very anti-American.
Keep my mouth shut on that one. This is rad. It looks really cool. I've seen this game and I've never touched it.
It's worth it. Now, the only beef I have with it is that it pulls kind of like a Sims thing where it's like not everything comes with the base game.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. DLCs.
Here's how I justify it. I justify it because of the amount of time I spend in the game. It's worth investing a few more dollars for a few more things.
I'm gonna say you haven't purchased the Ultimate Edition, have you?
No.
Good.
I picked and choose like different. Again, they were on sale, so it was like 50, 60 to 80% off at the time. So it was only like a couple bucks. But it's like this game has been around for like 3 years. They want to keep making money off of it, right? Like, it's a game with so much longevity and so much replayability. These kinds of games are justified having DLC because it's not like a one and done, right? A one and done game, they release DLC, they release this like, I don't know, special suit. Whatever.
Yeah.
That DLC isn't worth it, but because you're playing 500 hours in this game, what's $5? Do you see what I mean?
$150.
Do you see like how I can, see how it's like it makes some sense?
You don't have to convince us, Everis.
not everyone now too. Not you don't need to buy every single pack that comes out.
Absolutely not. Now the only reason I do is because I enjoy building. I enjoy making things from scratch, and so I want all of these pieces I can build with, etc. But if you just want to play the game, you can buy the base game and have plenty of time and have
hours of entertainment on it. And
yeah, absolutely.
Now, truth be told, here you bought this during the Steam sale, so you didn't pay the full, $44.99 or whatever they're charging.
No, I paid like $20.
Yeah. So I like it. It looks cool. I'm gonna add this to the wish list because this actually looks like a good simulator. So we're gonna add this to the wish list here.
I would say it's worth the price, but wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, it'll be back. We just finished the Steam Summer Sale. On the Steam Summer Sale talk,
Ooh.
Oh, she's gonna go yell at the neighbors, guys.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
Too loud.
So,
DJ Everis in the house.
DJ Everis.
No, I've been having an issue with one of my lights, and it turns off in about 2 hours, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
I have to return it back on.
So on Steam Sale talk here, Pal has gone all in and made this lovely purchase during the Steam sale. It wasn't even on sale. I was like, you're the worst bargain shopper ever.
And she also got a case for it as well.
Yeah, so she's been on all in on it.
Nice.
This was her gift to herself. So
Aww.
It's this pinkest Steam Deck, and I love it. It is very pink. It's very comfortable too. But yeah, this is the new OLED model. Okay. And Pal's in love with it. She bought it's been Disney Dreamlight Valley on the go.
Of course.
ever since it got here. And she hooked it up to the TV and all that stuff the other day because I have a dock for my Steam Deck, so we just hooked it up to the dock and she was chilling here playing.
Is the dock a separate purchase for it as well?
It is. The dock is a separate purchase, but you don't have to buy like Steam's version of the dock. There are several you can get on Amazon that will fulfill your needs at a fraction of the price. The docks aren't that big a deal. And if you really, really want to be cheap with it, you can get like the $15, $20 one meant for a computer, as long as it's a USB-C, and it'll most likely work.
Okay. That's fair enough.
So it's pretty cool. She's Disney Dreamlight Valley and Magic the Gathering all day. That has been the Steam Deck machine. But back to Planet Zoo here. It looks like fun. I'm down for it. Wait till it's on sale. It's currently $44.99.
Yeah.
But
it's been a surprising addition to the Steam library. That's for sure. That's for sure. And it's coming from someone who's always loved Roller Coaster Tycoon and that kind of thing. So
I bought them not too long ago. I bought the Roller Coaster Tycoons not too long ago. There was like a specific Roller Coaster Tycoon sale, and they were like $2.
Really?
Yeah, and I bought all of them.
Because I heard that there was issues loading it. Was it through Steam?
Yeah, there is a couple mods for it that fix those problems. So
yeah, I had to install them. But I haven't. Yeah. It's funny because it's like one of the 5 like icons I have on my desktop right now is the Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Like, what is it? The modded icon. So that if pushing that icon, it will load it by using the mod or whatever.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, it's fun. You go back and like all the music comes back to you, and I don't know.
I used to do such horrible things in my park.
You would.
I know the machine, the one that shoots them up in the air, like they're like dangling on the edge, and then you would just cut the rail short.
Top,
yeah,
and then you just float away and die. It never occurred to me how horrible that was. Like doing that as a kid, I wouldn't do it. My brother would do it. And we would all watch, and
like you would think, like there's some serious psychological, like I think we need to talk to a therapist. Yeah,
something's wrong.
Yeah, for real. There's like some serious issues going on here. We need to talk about this. But that is Planet Zoo. How's the Dragon Age Origins going?
It's a freaking blast.
Yeah.
And I was shocked because I've played Inquisition, and that's it's much newer. And I was like, man, I really hope that this early Dragon Age game is going to be at least half as much fun as Inquisition, and it's I wouldn't say it's like equal, but it's like there's elements of Origins that was still there from like Inquisition. So like one of my favorite parts of the game is the banter between your party members, like the conversations they have as you're exploring the area. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's still in this. That's friggin' fantastic, because I think that's one of those, I don't know, it really immerses you in the game, and it really gives you like, you fall in love with the characters of the game and stuff. So that's really a component that I'm glad that was still there.
I think Dragon Age Origins came at a time where there was a lot of games that came out that had a lot of personality and humor. Like I think the first Uncharted came around in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the original Borderlands another one that came out around then?
Yeah, 2009.
2009?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like these games had like a lot of like, you know, good sense of humor and good characters that helped, you know, deliver the narrative.
Tales from the Borderlands came out into wait, hold on. No, that's just the
Look
picture.
for just
That's
the
just the
original
picture.
Borderlands.
Yeah. For some reason, so when I search this in Google, it says Borderlands, but the picture is Tales from the Borderlands. Like, I don't know.
That's a good game as well.
I don't know. Yeah,
There
that
was a
came out
lot
like
of-
what, 5 or 6 years later.
Yes.
That whole like 2008 to like 2015, I guess you could say, that whole like 6-7 year
2014.
span of games was like really like there was a lot of good stuff and a lot of risk were being kind of taken at that time. That
Mhm.
really kind of
2009 game releases.
like really pushed
I want to
stuff.
say that
Oh,
Yeah,
Assassin's
I wanna
Creed
say
2
that it-
year.
yes, it was. I
Yeah.
want to say that like it was almost like a new age of RPG for sure.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because preceding that, it was just like your RPGs were mostly like the JRPGs, right? Whereas like turn-based combat
Final
and
Fantasy, stuff like that.
you know,
Chrono Trigger,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then this really just kind of broke the barriers of
Yeah.
possibility, I think.
You started getting the Western stuff, your Dragon Ages, and then you started getting like your Mass Effect,
Mhm.
which is arguably an RPG. At least the first game is. And then, you know, you started jumping into like the Skyrims and the Morrowind and all that, you know, the Bethesda era of RPGs, like the whole Western RPG thing kind of started to take off. And it really,
Yeah.
everything got, like boundaries were pushed. And it's sad how like there's not going to be another time like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's
I
rough.
mean, we're kind of seeing development in video game at a steady rate. I feel like we're like we're not taking as big of jumps, but we're making jumps nonetheless. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, like look at a Baldur's Gate and the late that took.
Yeah, true.
Right.
So it's we're making steps, but it's not going to be that like mind-blowing difference because it's just everything's blowing up.
Yeah.
Right. I think, and people could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is before like investors really, really got into video games. That whole era of like pre, 2015, that whole late 2000s to early 2010, 20 aughts, whatever you want to call it. Like, I feel like that's a lot before the investors really started getting involved, and like these risks were taken, but now it's kind of like investors are all immersed in games and like, games are treated like almost like movies and TV medium, where it's like, what's the turnaround on this? Like, how, like, I guarantee you the investors like at Bethesda or Microsoft or whatever looked at it and they were like, that Fallout show is a hit. Why are you not cranking out another game like right now to supplement it?
Probably. Yeah.
I guarantee you. They were like, well, how do we capitalize on this? That's always the question. How do we capitalize on this Fallout thing right now? Well, we can't make another. I
always knew that Fallout was going to make a top-notch show when done correctly.
Right. And they look at it and they say, well, how do I capitalize on this?
Yeah.
And it's, and then like, how do you be Todd Howard and be like, well, it's going to take us, 5 to 6 years to make a sequel to Fallout. Why?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, what do you have out right now? Well, Fallout 76. Okay, well, let's crank out content for Fallout 76 and let's, capitalize that way. That's how investors think. It's like, where's my money now? Like, how do I get my money in the next 6 months?
Money then and everything. Yeah, it's annoying.
Whereas before they took all kinds of risks. They're like, yeah, we have this game where it's a wasteland and it's an RPG and you fight giant bugs and shit. And then it'd be like, huh, all right, well, let's see what happens with it, But it's a weird time. But yeah, Dragon Age falls into that category of like kind of that golden era of modern gaming where everything seemed fresh and new at a point.
Yeah.
It's definitely held its own. There's obviously, you're playing through it and there's things that you wish you had but you don't, but because it was just too early, but you're playing through it and I'm still having a good time with it. So I think that's the biggest like win, is that it's an old game. I'm still having fun despite its flaws and despite its age. So, and
I'm at this point where it's like,
excited.
I'm at this point where you're talking about how great this game is and I haven't touched it and now I want to play it, but they're also telling me don't play it because it's so big and you've got enough on your plate right now. Like, get to it when you can get to it. I do want to bring this up here.
I don't look at it like that though. I look at it as like, I'm here to play a story. It's a big story, but it's a fun story. So I don't look at it and dread it.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not telling you. You're telling me to not do it because you'll dread it right now. Or it's going to be another chore on your list of things to do. It's like you genuinely want me to have a clear plate so I can actually enjoy the thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to rush through it. I want you to take your time.
Yeah.
Deserves that.
But Prom brings up a good point here. Prom in chat says it's like games are going through a marvelification that movies did. Very few AAA studios want to risk new IPs and take gameplay in a new direction. They just want to constantly incrementally release existing IPs. But that's why indie games are filling this void that the major stuff isn't quite doing right now. Yeah. And I think he's right. I think the marvelification of the whole thing is exactly what that industry is going through right now.
What are some big indies right now then that you're seeing?
Big what?
Big indies? Well,
yeah.
You had stuff like Tunic. Tunic is a phenomenal game.
Hades.
Definitely Hades.
Yep.
It's a little bit older, but you have like the whole Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares are big games. Yeah.
Little Nightmares is a phenomenal game.
Celeste,
Undertale.
That's a pretty good one.
Undertale was
Did you guys see that Unchained game?
Yeah, I did.
Yep. Oh, that's the one Pal was telling us to pay. The one where you chain everybody up and
yeah, everyone's together on one chain, and then you have to go through obstacles, and one person can fall, and everyone else falls with them.
It sounds a little chaotic.
It is. It's a hot mess.
Stray was like a big hit just a year or two ago. No one expected that game to be what it was, and that ended up being a big hit. There's definitely a void that is being filled by those indie studios, and it's just a matter of finding them. I mean, Baldur's Gate's the biggest example. Baldur's Gate is the biggest example, and that Baldur's Gate, I will say, Baldur's Gate is an example of lightning in a bottle.
Yeah,
like right place, right time, right game, right studio, and it all worked.
Yeah.
So
is that what it's called? Sorry, is that what it's called? Unchained? What is it called?
Chained Together, I think is what it was.
Chained Together.
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, I totally.
No, you're okay. And then Prom. Me too. I've enjoyed indie games a lot more over the recent years. Indie games are going to kind of dominate the space, I think.
It's a smaller time commitment for sure. It's more. I feel like it's more achievable to complete something like an indie as opposed to a AAA title.
I mean,
it's like takes less time.
Yeah, and an example is that the shortest game that I've played this year was called The Gunk, and it took me like 4 or 5 hours to beat in total.
Yeah, The Gunk was, there was a big fan of The Gunk. Stardew Valley, like Stardew Valley is literally like, poster
you can
child.
Throw in so much. You can throw in so much. Sorry, noises. You can throw in so much time in that game. It's an indie, but you can throw in like easily 150 hours.
I put 70 hours in my first playthrough in that game.
Someone mentioned it on another pod that I was listening to, but I guess he's working on like a Willy Wonka-esque type sequel where you run like a chocolate factory.
Yeah.
And
the haunted chocolatier.
Yeah. I want in. I want in on the haunted chocolatier. I will buy. So, high profile flops from IPs from big studios. Yeah, Forspoken was a big flop. Suicide Squad was a big flop to where if you do not know, Amazon is giving it away for free on Prime Day.
Yep.
If you have a Prime Gaming account, you can get Suicide Squad for free.
I wouldn't even want that for free.
Yeah. The only disadvantage of that is that they only releasing that copy on Epic Game Store.
Give it a year, and Amazon will be paying you to play it.
Yes.
It's part of your Prime subscription. Like, give you 10% 10% discount on your order if you play this game.
If you play this game for at least 20 minutes, we'll give you 500 bits to gift to your favorite content creators.
I'm surprised I haven't gone that route yet. Don't give them any ideas.
Oh my god, they used to do something like that at the Twitch cons. Like, did you check out it's like a little thing where you stand in it and it's got like a bit of a vacuum and then like a whole bunch of like pieces of paper fly everywhere.
But it was bits.
We're bits. I went in there like 3 times. They did not care, and I just walked out with like $60 worth of bits that I could just give to all my friends.
Nice. And they wonder why they're out of money. Twitch is like, why are we broke? Zenith's just walking out with
thank you, Jeff
bits.
Bezos.
Zenith's just walking out of TwitchCon with a suitcase full of bits.
Yeah, and then I just spoiled my friends. It's like, here you go.
Which is interesting because I wonder if the money, like, did it really cost them money? That's the thing.
Well, they probably put a whole bunch aside for it's like, all right, we're giving this much out. It's like near the last days of the TwitchCon. We may as well just start giving these away instead of just like once per person. So here you go.
Dude, TwitchCon is wild. Like the last day, because like from what I don't know if it's like that now, but like the first year or two I went, like the chair companies would just give away the demo chairs.
Yeah.
What? I've seen them throw pins and all their other like 99-cent crap, but like I've never. That's crazy to give away chairs.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like they have X amount of dollars, right? They have invested in the trip, but let's say they didn't sell enough chairs to cover it. So the only way to do it is to ship less stuff back, right? Like you save money by shipping less stuff back. So they're like,
yep.
Yeah, so the only caveat to that whole thing is you have to take the chair then and there. Like you have to roll it out of TwitchCon and figure out how you're getting it home.
Yeah, the last TwitchCon, I think it was Madrina's. They came up to me and said, "Hey, you really liked our drink?" Like, yes, I did. And they're like, "Here, have like 4 more cans." And I'm like, "Oh, I got arms of like Madrina's coffee," so I was just kind of gave away a couple of cans, and then I just shotgunned them back.
Nice. Well, I forgot what year it was.
Am I the only person who doesn't think that Madrina's coffee is good?
Wait,
it tastes like water. It tastes like coffee water.
To be fair, the level of the quality coffee that I was having at TwitchCon, thankfully wasn't the first year, because when I was there I couldn't drink coffee because I was sick. But there I was like, you know what, I'll friggin' take this. It's energy. I'm lacking energy. It's coffee. It's got coffee in
free.
it. I'm having it.
Yeah,
and it's free. Yeah, exactly.
But I see so many streamers with like promoting Madrina's coffee, and it's like, dude, it's not even. It tastes like coffee water.
Everis, I actually applied for Madrina's partnership, and I just got an email yesterday for them telling me no. I got black.
So now you can bitch on Madrina's coffee.
I'm not even good enough for Madrina's. Fuck this shit.
Oh, I remember, what was it? Oh, the year there was a Bang booth at one of the Twitch cons. I forgot if it was like 27.
Bang booth?
Yeah, the energy drink Bang. Like, remember Bang Energy?
Yep.
Not your perverted
head. Thinking that kind of bang.
Of course you weren't.
Come fuck your favorite streamers.
Don't stop right
there. Don't give kick ideas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah, shut it down.
Go ahead.
But anyway.
they're coming up with so many different energy. Like, I feel like every year there's like a new energy booth that I hadn't heard of before. Like,
but
there's no consistency. It's like there's
I
a new one
loaded up
every year.
with so much G Fuel. Like, G Fuel was the only thing that got me through my first TwitchCon, because it was the only thing my stomach would allow me to the
little sample booth, right, where they would give you out the sample cups or whatever.
No, it was like the table, and they had like places where you just grab a cup and you just get yourself more, and I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it.
Oh my God.
And I had like 20 cups that day.
Damn.
Bang Energy literally had a booth at one of the TwitchCons, and they were just giving it away for free, like all day. I consumed so much energy drink. I'm surprised I didn't have a heart attack in San Diego. I'm assuming it was San Diego where they had it, if I remember right. I'm surprised I did not have a heart attack in San Diego just consuming that shit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What was it?
I'm pretty sure one of Josh's friends was like on the cusp of having a heart attack with.
It was Tom that loaded me up with a bunch of energy drinks as well.
Oh, it's so bad because there was the Red Bull one, and I was just giving out unlimited Red Bull. And
where was this?
This was at San Diego 2018. I want to say.
I don't remember the Red Bull booth. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there because like I was like, all right, I'm hot, I'm sweating, I'm thirsty. I also need some energy. Hit me up, Tom.
You know it's pretty fucked up when the convention center is charging so much for water that the free like Bang Energy or the free Red Bull is the better option.
That's so bad for you.
I'm not going to like pay like $5 for fucking water. Give me a freaking Red Bull for free, man.
And then like the water fountains always taste like ass. Like,
it's like they have. They were awful. I didn't trust it. Apparently, TwitchCon Europe, they had. Like people got sick from the food trucks.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I trust the food trucks.
It would have been 2017 in San Diego, right?
No, 2017 San Jose. No, 17 was Long Beach. Yes,
San Jose was
Long Beach.
San Jose was 2018. That's the year I went.
San Jose was in 2018.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the Red Bull was there. I thought it was. Yeah.
Long Beach was Long Beach. I don't know where Twitch got this wild idea to put a fucking convention based around internet celebrities and internet content and stuff like that in a facility that had no fucking internet.
Yeah, I agree.
Like what?
They've learned their lesson.
I couldn't contact anybody.
They've learned their lesson.
Eric, you do realize that if it wasn't for you and Nixie, I would have no way of getting back to my hotel. I was babysitting. I was like, please, I'm just looking for someone that I know just to make sure that I can call an Uber and get to my place safely. Also, I need to throw up.
So on that note, the funny thing about that note, before we go ahead and get to your Zane scenes, on that note, I thank the Lord every single day that Twitch decided to put that conference in a shittier venue with no internet, because then you would have never been around.
That's right.
Isn't it weird how fucking fate works?
Yeah, because if I did have internet, then guarantee is like, all right, Nixie, you have fun. Bye-bye. I'm going to the hotel room. I'm tired.
I love Prom's like personality, and I could tell Prom's personality before this whole thing. This sounds like a horrific psychological experiment. Let's put a bunch of influences in a Faraday cage for 3 days and see what happens.
It's like Firefest but Twitch.
Let's put a bunch of internet influencers in a building with no internet, and let's see what happens. They'll be forced to socialize.
Hosted by Mr. Beast.
Oh my god! Last one out gets $50,000.
Cross the line
and a case of
subscribers
and a case of Bang Energy.
Yeah.
Or G Fuel, whatever fucking one was there that year. Gamer Sups. I'm convinced it's like Costco. Like there's this one company making all this shit, throwing a different label on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirkland branded Gamer Energy. Costco, jump on that shit. K Fuel, Kirkland K Fuel. That's what that shit's gonna be called. And it's gonna be like off flavors like Dr. Thunder and Mountain Blast and whatever the other generic shit is. All right. It turns into a zoo. Yes, it turns into a zoo. Zenith. You have... Oh, that's Madrina's coffee. That's not the doc. Zenith has, what is Zelda the Sealed Palace?
So the Zelda, the Sealed Palace, you think it's like, wow, that's a Zelda game I never heard of. It's actually a very good ROM hack of Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
So it has the exact same premise. Now a lot of like ROM hacks or like games are like, you know, like it's a demo or it takes like a few hours. No, this is a full-fledged Zelda game. And after 4 streams, I still had like 4 or 5 dungeons that I still need to finish, aside from just the optional dungeons. Or sorry, not the optional dungeon, but like the side dungeons. So, it had like a whole, like everything was brand new. It had brand new areas. It did, what I love so much about it is, like it still has the N64 graphics, but it takes a lot of that, but like add some like really clever, like level design that utilizes small spaces, because N64 cartridges back then, like the reason why Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time is empty is because it is basically getting the N64 to work at its absolute limit. It cannot handle too many enemies or have too many trees, so they actually have to really try and limit it. What you can see within like your field of view. But with the Sealed Palace, it utilizes like smaller spaces, but have everything like up high. So like you know how Dark Souls Dill, where with Dark Souls you have like all these areas to explore like up above or down below. Sealed Palace is actually kind of like that in a similar sense, where in order to, there's like, oh, there's a really cool place up there. There's so much I can do up there. And then you get there maybe like an hour or 2 later, and then you get to fully explore all of that. And then it's like, oh my gosh, look what all I can do. And I have this item that allows me to get back up here faster. And it was really, really interesting. They utilized some really cool game design things, such as, I think my favorite one was, I was doing the 3rd dungeon, and it started off, you were in some place that looked like Ganon's Tower, and then you're going down a hallway, and then all of a sudden it transitions to what looks like the inside of Jabu's belly, and it looks like an absolute nightmare. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick. Holy shit, it's a flesh dungeon. What the hell? Don't take it out of context. So they had some really good ideas, and I was playing it for about 2-3 weeks.
That's such a horrible name.
I know.
That's such a horrible name.
But I had a lot of fun. But the only reason why I'm stopping is the big issue with a lot of these ROM hacks is they're made by people that usually aren't game designers, or at least more prominent ones.
Right.
And they lack proper writers, because the ending of the ROM hack is very underwhelming. While it's got some great ideas, but they also have nobody to test. Because so many times I was like either running out of supplies, or they had like very weird segments where I was just, where there's nothing you could do. You're just guaranteed to just take just a whole bunch of damage. And it was just,
they couldn't just post it on Reddit and just be like, hey, there's this thing, you know, and like promote it that way. Because I feel like there's so many people who are on board with Ocarina of Time that they jump on that bandwagon so fast.
Well, yeah,
I feel like with the right publicity,
well,
and, you know,
well,
like,
quite a few people
Reddit
played it. I think Linkus played it.
Okay, yeah.
So, some
or
big,
like, hey, you know, test the game. We'll put you in the credits or something like that.
That's
like,
what I'm thinking too. Yeah, because everything's a good point. Because a community, surely the ROM hack community should have a Discord maybe, so that they can like discuss these things and learn how to make it better, right?
Yeah, because like, because there was like parts of the game that felt like very unbalanced and very unfair, and I was, you know, I can understand if like a game has like a really challenging area. All games have it. I mean, I still complain about Wind Waker, and yet I still finish my randomizers, you know, or finish whatever dungeons, even if I'm not looking forward to it. But it was getting to like a unhealthy amount of rage where it's like, guys, I don't think I can do this anymore. So I had fun. I got through, I think more than halfway, but I watched the rest of the playthrough on YouTube, and I think it's 10 out of 10 ROM hack.
Zen was stumped. Zen was stumped and stuck by something. Something was too hard for Zen. Hard.
It was. The thing is, it was unnecessarily frustrating. If it was hard, but like because like there was a puzzle that they made me solve that was really, really genius, and I was actually kind of gushing about it on stream for a couple of minutes. I'm like, God, that was a really smart puzzle. I like that they made me do that. That was really fucking cool. And then there's parts where was it all right, I'm getting smacked all over the place, you can't even climb anything because they put like 5 million fucking bats in this place.
I've been there.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not Bruce Wayne, you can fuck off with all the bats. So yeah, just got to a point where I was just getting a little too just angry. It's not like there's some great puzzles that was very, very smart, but when it gets to a point where it's just frustrating, I'm just like, fam, I'm good.
I've been looking at it here. I think I'm gonna go get a hold of this, and I'm gonna see if I can give this a shot. Is it of the same size as Ocarina of Time? Like, are you getting a full-fledged 20-30 hour experience out of this thing?
Full-fledged 20-30 hours. You're gonna have to collect all the items. You're gonna have to collect all the spiritual stones and medallions and all the songs. And you start from Young Link to Adult Link.
Cool. Oh, this is so awesome. What's the way to play the N60? Are you guys using Zenith and maybe Dylan?
Project 64.
Oh yeah, Project 64. But like, if you're in chat and you're doing this whole Nintendo thing, are you guys using an N64 style controller for it, or are you like using like a Bluetooth GameCube style controller and stuff now? Okay, Dill's doing the modern Xbox controller scheme thing. Okay, Everis is on mute.
Damn it. I was like, I think it's funny that you have it like on the ready, like on the desk. Like it's like, it's right here. Right here.
I mean, like, if we're gonna game, it's always there with me. Hello.
Bro, I'm mouse and keyboard all the way. There's like once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, I'll throw, pull up my. I think I play. I mean, obviously, I didn't have a choice with.
Everis play mouse and with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
no wonder why
I could. That's the thing.
Everis.
Is people think I'm crazy for playing Witcher mouse and keyboard. I play the whole damn thing mouse and keyboard.
No, but that's fine. But like, But no wonder why you couldn't beat Zelda Link to the Past, because you were playing with mouse and keyboard.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No, I was playing. No, I played it with controller.
I'm just fucking with you, but
the look on her face though, where she's like, "Oh shit."
Well, it was a long time ago. It was like 5. It was like 10. It was probably like 6 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
A really long time ago. Yeah. Well, we both been streaming for like almost 8 years.
I'm old.
So, but like, yeah, that whole thing was like, like 6 or 7 years ago. And I can't remember if I'm pretty sure I was using a controller because everyone wouldn't shut up about it. But like, I don't know.
Was it like an Xbox controller, basically?
Yes. I don't know. I was in a very different place and time at that time of my life. I might not have had one. Fuck.
You okay there?
I don't remember.
It was mouse and keyboard.
I don't remember. I could have been or could not have been. Do you think it's way easier with controller?
I'm gonna ship you the old school Super Nintendo style controller, and let's see if you can do it.
I don't know if it'll make a difference. I'm not sure it'll make a difference, honestly. Because part of using a controller is knowing where the damn buttons are, and my issue is I don't know where the damn buttons are.
Mm.
I don't have enough like
I'll give you a hint, Everis. You see these little things right here? They're called buttons.
Stop it.
I'm gonna ship you one.
There's a muscle memory component.
I got a Super Nintendo style controller with a USB plug on it. I'll ship it to you. Let's see what happens. But
you don't need it. I can just order one.
Nah, girl, got you covered.
What a gift, Everis.
You should see all the crap that I have.
I don't need anything.
You should have seen all the crap I unloaded. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a quick break here. This is Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll be back shortly. All right, so Good Friends, Good Games, we're back. So we were talking about a modded Ocarina of Time. Sounds fun, sounds exciting. Before we go on to Dill and our topic of the day here, Zenith has something to share. He is going down a new venture. Go ahead and share.
So I'm doing a D&D one-off today.
Yeah.
And it starts at 6:30, so hurry up.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Is it in person or
it
virtually?
is right here.
Okay.
So we can literally go until like 6:29.
Oh, everyone's coming to your house to do this D&D campaign?
No. I'm doing it right here.
It's virtual. It's virtual.
Yeah, okay. So if the podcast goes past 6:30, you guys you'll have to be invited to the campaign.
Oh, okay.
We'll get invited.
I'll stay awake all night then.
Don't worry, dude. You'll play for like 2-3 weeks, and then you will find out in the game lore, like in the game time, it was only been a day. That's how that game works. You'll be playing for 3 weeks, and you find out, oh, that was 3 hours of time in the story. What? But
nope, it only covered 10 minutes.
Did you pick like your character and your race and all that jazz yet?
Yep. I am half human. No, sorry, no. I'm half elf. I came from a privileged family. I'm a cleric. My father was a legendary swordsman, and people expect great things from me, and I'm just like, I'm only doing my best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But because like I was like whipped into shape and kind of like beaten as a child, I just have just a freakishly amount of constitution, and apparently I got very lucky with all my stat rolls, and I blow Morgan out of the water. So take that.
Oh, Morgan's playing too?
Get on my level, scrub. Yeah. A bunch of us are
wait, define bunch of us. Who's bunch of us?
Myself, Morgan, Chibi, Damie, that's the ones I can name from the top of my head.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get an Eric and Pal on that campaign now too. I don't know if we can get you on this one, but we'll get you on the next one. Start when do you have like the dice, the whole thing?
Yeah, I got my dice right here.
Okay, let's see the dice. Hey, all right.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like an asphalt kind of die. So, I mean, I don't have autofocus on. So, sorry, you guys can't see what it fully looks like. But yeah,
Everis, being the good friend that she is, has enabled me even more by showing me these light up LED Dungeons and Dragons dice that you can program with a USB. And now I'm like, I don't need these, but I want these. You're muted.
God damn it. Sorry. You can program any side of the die to be any color. So when you roll the die and it lands on like a 20, it can like flash green. Or like when you roll like a 1, it'll be like red. Right, it's like the worst it can be, and then any other side can be whatever it wants to be, and you could do like multicolor, like you can go through like the whole chroma thing, and yeah, it's.
Oh, dude, I saw these
really
things.
Sick.
I saw these things. I was like, oh, I want them, and it's like $500 for the set. It's insane.
Yeah, but I would just get like the D20.
Yeah.
Just get the big guy, and then get the other ones down the road.
There's a Zelda set I've been looking at and I've had my eye on. It's $70. And I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I want it. Yeshi Game says one die set is blasphemy. You need 10 sets.
Actually, I do have a second set.
Okay.
So my brother got me. No, sorry, my brother's partner got me one for Christmas.
Yeah. I'm loving it, dude. Pow and I are loving it. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, I will say this. So aside from me being part of this D&D, because it's a one shot, I've been in the works of working on my Zelda D&D campaign.
How's this going?
And well, I've come up with most of the race specific spells. I've come up with a lot of how like the systems will work, because I'm taking D&D and I'm kind of like dumbing it down so that it's simple. You don't have to worry about all these kinds of stats. I'm gonna have like fully fleshed out, kind of like Zelda inspired kind of like stats. People will have like Zelda equipment, and it's easy for people in chat to just come pick up and play and be part of it. And I'm currently working or looking to work with someone who might get to work on some custom cosmetics for everyone's characters.
Are you looking for a story person or?
I got plenty of story people.
Okay.
Involved. I have about like 5-6 people that were like, oh, I got something, and people have full permission to kind of like design their own campaign. But I have an artist, and basically all the art I plan on having it kind of be based off of Minish Cap art. So I don't exactly hate Minish Cap, because the Minish Cap art is actually fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just buy the 100 random pack of dice from Amazon.
You've seen that, right? Where it's just like it's completely random dice. It's like D3s, D4s. I'm sorry, D4s, D6s, D10s, etc. And it's just completely random colors, completely random shapes, completely could be like mostly 6-sided dice, a few, it's just a random pool, and they just put them in bags of 100 and
I've never seen the Amazon sets, but like you go to like the game stores here and they always have like a treasure chest, and it's like $1 a die or whatever.
Right.
And you just like fumble through this whole thing and pick them. But yeah, good luck with the campaign thing, dude. We need deets on it when it drops.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't say too much of my Zelda D&D thing that I got working on, because like I don't want people to exactly take some of my ideas for good reason, because I plan on making this a pretty big part of my channel's feature.
Or you don't want anyone taking you to court.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah, you're not doing it.
It's only if he sells it as a product.
Yeah, he's not selling anything except himself. He's just like,
the only thing I'm like kind of like selling is like, hey, support me and you get access to all of these things. So it's not like me selling it as a product, but there are ways where it's like, hey, I've supported Zenith on this. I've amassed this much rupees. Hey, I would like your cosmetic thing. Like, you absolutely can. Go for it. So, and maybe I'm actually been thinking about opening up a Patreon to try and not only help fund art, but also allow more creativity to continue to add more and fun things to future campaigns. But yeah,
nice, dude. Well, let us know how it goes, and we'll chime in. Maybe even throw a couple rupees your way. Yeah, I want to fund this.
Thank you. Well, I want to try and.
I'm looking at Dragonfly's message here. X Zelda and Zoopies, all off brand.
Nice.
These aren't rupees, guys. These are Zoopies.
Yeah, or Zenpies.
Zenpies, yeah.
And Zenda.
You ever watch the movie Coming to America, where the guy like blatantly rips off McDonald's, but he calls it McDowell's?
McDowell. Oh my god.
He's like, they have the Big Mac. He's like, they have the Big Mac. I have the Big Mick. And then, like, it's just like blatant copying. But definitely check that movie out. All right, Dill.
Yes.
We've reached you. Yeah, I know you usually go first, but we've reached you now.
That's all right.
It's all right. Okay, don't feel sad. Let's see here. Dill has Pokemon Mystery Gale of Darkness. He finished it.
Mystery what? Wait, what?
Pokemon XD. Sorry, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Yes, chat. I've been playing Pokemon Mystery Gale of Darkness.
Hey, you can see how I got there. It's all there.
Yeah, Pokemon XD, as in like you're laughing. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Oh my god!
How was the childhood memories again?
So this game I never actually finished as a child because I didn't play my own copy. I didn't own it. It was my cousin's copy that I played as a child. So when I went over to her house, I would like play the game with her basically. So this was somewhat like a memory that I have. I actually like asked her if she still owned the copy of like Gale of Darkness a while ago as well, and she said no, sorry, I don't have it anymore. Which I was like, damn, that sucks. But yeah, it was quite fun to go back to that one as well. It's basically a sequel, kind of an unofficial sequel, I guess, to Colosseum, because although like it's set 5 years after the prior game, it doesn't mention anything about the protagonist from the first game at all. Like, it mentions everything else, you know, like the evil team that was on there previously. Yep, protagonist just gone.
Doesn't exist.
He's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, but yeah, it was a lot of fun to play that game again as well. I will say I think I prefer the protagonist from Colosseum to Gale of Darkness because I think Wes in Colosseum is way more interesting than Michael from Gale of Darkness. Honestly,
is that the main character?
Yes, the main character. Because the main character Wes was a former member of the evil team who double crosses them, blows up their entire base, and takes them the machine that they use to catch a Pokemon basically from other pit trainers, and like goes on this like redemption kind of arc of where he basically fights the evil team who are creating Shadow Pokemon.
Wait, this is like, a Pokemon game?
Yes. The first cutscene that you see is him blowing up the base.
Why are they all not like this? Why are all the Pokemon games not like this?
Because the company that made it was a different company from like Game Freak. It wasn't Game Freak who made it directly. It was a different company they hired to make it. And that's, I think, why.
You see, Eric is rated E because murder's for everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. See, truth be told, I procured a copy of Pokemon XD.
Ooh.
Yes, I have not loaded it yet, but we're going to touch this. It's on the list of things to do. Yeah, because, but now I'm all in because apparently there's a Pokemon base that gets blown up, and now I'm down for this.
XD Gale of Darkness doesn't have that, unfortunately.
You just need some violence.
Yes.
All Eric needs in his Pokemon game is true violence.
Yeah, but then XD Gale of Darkness has Shadow Lugia, which I think is a really cool design. Yeah, that's a really cool.
Okay, why is there not a Grand Theft Auto version of Pokemon? Like, why is that not a thing?
Because Nintendo and Game Freak are cowards.
I want the Grand Theft Auto Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean,
because inherently Pokemon is a youth game. It's not a.
Oh, there are some dark ROM hacks out there that people have created. Pokemon. I got
news for you. I think the youth is the last group of people playing Pokemon nowadays.
It started that way, and they're continuing it that way.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. Gale of Darkness to me is like a 7.5 out of 10. That's my like rating of it, honestly. Well, I do think it has a lot more like things that are a lot more like user friendly for the game compared to Colosseum. I like Colosseum's story more, and I like the character more in Colosseum. Basically, you know, he intrigues me more than like he's one of the most interesting protagonists they've ever created, in my personal opinion.
Does he look like Ash? Do all the Pokemon protagonists look like Ash?
I will actually get a picture of him right now. Hang on a sec.
Well, Dill pulls that up here. Okay, so yeah, I want to try this game. I'm intrigued. See, if all the Pokemon games were like this, like I would play them. like it's the route I would go. I'd be like, okay, I'm down with this. Why are they not like this? All like this.
Okay, I'll post this in the live chat. This is what he looks like, Wes.
Do we need to have a talk, Eric?
Who,
this
me?
is going back to the roller coaster tycoon discussion from earlier. You can't just have a happy-go-lucky game. You gotta involve murder and destruction.
I mean, that is
you do realize
for me.
Okay, let's all take off our rose-colored glasses here for a second. Okay, we all realize that Pokemon is literally just cockfighting, right? Like we realize this.
Yeah,
it literally is. It is.
But they don't die. They
go to sleep.
They're fainted.
They faint.
They're fainted.
And then the darker story where they actually do die, but what happens is they take them away and then they get reincarnated back. Well,
that just sounds like an anime. Oh wait, no, Pokemon is an anime. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Do continue.
And then they had the Pokemon game where the superpower for the Pokemon basically turned them into Godzilla to cause mass destruction. So let's... And
there's a Mega Evolution, which basically is force evolution. Like, that's a sci-fi concept that's been done before.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Pokemon's darker than we all think here.
It can be when you think about it.
Yeah. I think they can make some changes, and I think everything would go really, really well for them.
Besides, think about it this way. In Pokemon Gold, there's child labor. You send your 12-year-old out to become a Pokemon trainer, and then your mom's like, hey, bring home to mama. So your mom asks for your money.
Oh, yeah. I always say no to that because, fuck that bitch.
I thought it was for science.
Yeah.
I thought it was for science.
For science, yeah.
For science.
Your Pokédex.
Your Pokédex. Yeah, it's all for science, guys.
Professor needs your information. Professor needs your...
I mean, Professor Oak pretty much did that for Ash because he wanted to bang his mom, let's be honest here.
What?
Only you know that lore.
That's a theory.
Dill would
That's
know.
literally a theory.
That's Dill's... what is it? Fan fiction? That's the fan
It's Pokemon community's fan fiction.
Morgan's got Sonic, Dill's got Pokemon fan fiction. There you go.
I mean, your first hint at this actually being real is the fact that all Pokemon professors named all are wood-based.
That's true. That is true.
That is true. Who's the other one?
And you always leave your mom.
Professor Elm, Professor Birch, Professor Rowan, Professor Sycamore, Professor Juniper, Professor, I'm trying to remember the other one. Professor, what's his name? Oh, I'm trying to remember that
Maple?
Professor Spruce.
Hang on.
They just keep rattling off fucking trees. What is it? Redwood? Professor Redwood.
Professor Big Branch. Couldn't be more obvious.
Seriously.
Everis. It's okay. I'll help you find a new podcast. I'm sorry.
I think the only one that's not really named after a piece of wood.
This is the humor that I can appreciate.
Yeah.
This is the humor that I can appreciate.
I think the only one that's not named after a piece of wood is the most recent ones, actually.
I just wonder why. I wonder why. They could have gone with any different flora.
It's because they're woke. They're tired of hearing the trees, so they're like,
maybe,
we went woke. Now we want flowered Pokemon trainer masters.
What's Magnolia?
Trainer
is Magnolia
Daisy,
a tree?
or what? Professor Daisy, Professor
Daisy,
Professor Aloe,
Professor Hemp.
Cactus.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, the most recent professors.
Prickly Pear.
The most recent professors are called Professor Sada and Turo. So I don't know.
Woke Pokemon. What is your species?
Identify as a problem.
Yeah, that's some shit in there. But okay, that's a little Pokemon lesson for you. But yeah, Pokemon.
We always have.
XD.
We should have a segment of what Pokemon facts can we uncover today?
Oh, quite a lot.
God forbid we're gonna talk about Pokemon every day.
Yay!
Just have a Pokemon segment.
I'm posting the character, by the way.
Facts. Pokemon facts would do.
Is there any Pokemon facts in Mystery Dungeon that we do not know about the Pokemon lore?
Well, in Mystery Dungeon, you play as a human who's been turned to a Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah. That's basically the whole thing about Mystery Dungeon is that you are a human who's been turned to a Pokemon, and your entire journey is to find out why you have become a Pokemon.
Is a Pokemon transformed into a human though?
Wouldn't that be something?
Well,
is that a potential spoiler? Don't go there.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it kind of? And are they played by Lindsay Lohan?
What?
I was thinking Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday
moment. Oh my god.
No, there is no. Oh, I see what you're getting at. I was like, there's no. Lindsay Lohan doesn't turn into a human from an animal. What the hell movie were you watching? What Disney network is this? But
it was a stretch, but it's still, it's valid. It was a stretch, but it's valid.
Did you know they're making a sequel to that movie?
I heard.
Freaky Friday?
Yeah, the Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday. Someone need a little freaky cash, if you know what I mean. They're making a sequel.
Is it the same act? Is it?
Oh yes.
What, really?
Based off of Eric's logic, Lindsay Lohan's going to reprise her role and go nay.
Oh my god.
That'll be Lindsay Lohan's only line. Anyway, sorry.
What is it like? Midlife crisis versus elderly body swap?
Probably.
I hope they do the whole. I hope they go to.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis looks fine. She's not like old, but like she's up there.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen her in The Bear? Did you watch? Like, have you guys seen any of the Jamie Lee Curtis is in The Bear? If you didn't know that TV show on Hulu.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, her episodes in The Bear are phenomenal, but. I'm down for more freaky Jamie Lee Curtis. Thank you, Dragonfly. That's not the most random shit I thought I'd read today. Thank you for that. See? Just the delivery.
What is this?
Look what you've done, Dill.
I have no idea why I'm actually crying.
I didn't do a thing. I was just experiencing some facts here, and you just turned it into
we just went from Pokemon to like body swapping.
Yeah,
this is your fault.
You're welcome.
Zen, this is all your fault.
That was all about transforming to something. You're the one to my body swap.
I had a stream earlier today.
This is all Zen's fault. Zen's fault.
You made the joke.
Anyway.
Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you, Dragonfly. That was just the delivery of that was perfect. It was just in random silence in a dead chat. I'm down for more freaky Jamie Lee Curtis. I think I laughed so hard because it reminded me of like some dude that just would like first time visiting a stream and just types random shit in somebody's chat.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what I got from that.
Dragonfly does that all the time. He comes in because he's my mod. He comes into I shouldn't say. Anyway, they come into my chat and they don't even say hi or anything. They're just like they just throw out a random comment, like
exactly,
like just something going on, and it could be relevant or it could not be relevant. But it's like that's
right.
The way it always is.
It's just this random fucking.
And those are the best.
Hey guys, I'm down for a little more freaky Jamie Lee Curtis in the middle of a fucking. Stardew Valley stream.
To be fair, I do that to like Morgan all the time. And she's streaming. The very first message that I say is, "Hey, that looks like a rock ussy."
No.
Oh God, no.
To be fair, though, Zen, you're saying that because you just want to like make her laugh and throw her off her game.
I mean, it is very easy to make her laugh.
Yeah, that's true.
At least from my perspective.
You could literally be like, "Hey, Morgan," and she'll be like, "Ah, ha, ha."
Hey, Morgan, balls.
Yeah, we love you, Morgan. We love you. You should see the editing I have to do to Morgan's like audio. It's nuts. Morgan has so much compression on her.
Oh,
on her audio, it's insane. But all right, let's go ahead and let's go to
Did you enjoy the game?
Yeah, did you enjoy the game?
Which one?
You said you liked Colosseum more, right?
I like Colosseum more, yeah. Than
Pokemon Freaky Friday.
But Gale of Darkness gets 7.5 out of 10 to me.
Okay, so he liked
that
Colosseum more.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting because I hear a lot more about Gale of Darkness in Colosseum.
Gale of Darkness has more friendly mechanics than Colosseum does. I think that's why. That's why I think.
Oh wow, this is an interesting looking character. Sorry,
Yeah,
just
dude. This game looks awesome.
Yeah.
See, I want to play this Pokemon.
He looks like
good.
he kind of looks like Sonic if he were a Pokemon character.
Well,
come on, look at the hair.
I mean,
look at the he's in blue.
If we're going to go into Sonic lore, we're going to need to get Morgan on here, honestly, because I feel like Morgan will probably be the best one.
What color is Sonic's eyeballs? Does Sonic have colored eyeballs?
I don't know.
He's got blue.
Blue.
No, they're green.
Green?
Green. He's blue, but he's green eyeballs.
Well, do you think I stare longingly into like a hedgehog's eyes? I don't think so.
Morgan does.
Look it up. Look it up. Sonic the heck. I looked up in Google. Now there
Morgan,
is a
what
blue
color are
version.
Sonic's eyes?
They're green.
Morgan
knows.
It
depends on which one version of Sonic you look at.
Chibi says it's green.
This guy, I'm looking at the picture too.
Red.
Yeah, I was right.
They're green. Okay, so I'm looking at the picture.
Now,
that
when
Dale
he's
put in the chat here.
supercharged, then his eyes turn blue.
Yes.
What happens when he goes Super Saiyan? What color are they then?
Blue. Well, actually,
I don't know.
I think it's red, and then in the most recent game, they're blue.
Yeah, it used to be red. Now it's blue.
Anyway, if this guy's eyes were green, I would say he's straight up Sonic and Pokemon.
I mean, I guess you could always mod the game so that he looks more like Sonic if you really want to.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It just reminded me of it. Okay, it just reminded me.
He looks like the guy looks like that dude that works at like the random anime store in your local mall.
Absolutely.
Look,
Absolutely,
I'm posting this. I'm posting this in chat because they gotta know.
Okay.
They gotta know.
Okay, let them know.
I don't have a link. I don't have a link. I just have the. Hold on. We need a link. Chat can disagree or agree with me. It's fine.
Chat wants to agree.
I won't be hurt.
Like.
I won't be hurt. It's fine.
Okay,
but I need
I'll put it
picture.
here.
I need a link of this guy.
I got it right here. It's going to be a nasty long link, but it's
that's a gross link.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Gross.
That's for sure.
Gross link.
Go to a compression website.
Sorry for everyone who's on mobile.
Oh, it generated an error anyway. No, it doesn't. It works. To me, it does.
Damie, it's a virus.
Yeah, Damien, click on it right now. You'll get a nice little prize.
Okay, fine. Just to humor everybody here.
It looks kind of like.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. It's gonna look like one of those viruses you downloaded off LimeWire in like
you wouldn't download
2008,
movie, would you?
What a throwback!
Screw you! I'm downloading it through Kazaa, man.
Nice.
Along with my Metallica albums.
Yeah.
There you go. This is who
LimeWire.
we're talking about. This looks like the anime dude in the anime store at your local mall.
It looks.
It looks like someone my brother would cosplay
green
as.
eyes, I could see it.
Oh shit! I forgot about
his eyes are yellow.
Pandora's
Get
still
over
around.
it.
I know that's what's ruining it for you, but Naruto is it Naruto or Naruto? I've heard both.
Naruto.
Thank you.
Naruto.
Thank you. I get annoyed when people say the other way.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I've never watched any of that.
Neither
We had
have I.
Anime Expo, and I was like, I don't know what all this is.
I'm not the biggest anime guy, but I've watched all of Naruto and Shippuden.
That's
God.
a commitment, dude. That's a commitment.
Dude, that was when I had like time. Now I don't. Now I'm actually caught up on Demon Slayer, but that's because there's too many episodes of it.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
that was fun, wasn't it?
that was a long conversation that went down so many
at
roads
least-
and so many avenues.
least-
discussed so much about Pokemon.
Yeah, at least I've encouraged Eric to look into a Pokemon Colosseum.
Oh, it's already done.
Doesn't that make you happy?
I'm gonna go find the most violent Pokemon game. I'm gonna look it up.
And
He'll never play Dragon Age because he's playing all of Dill's freaking Pokemon games.
I will make him play every Pokemon game if it kills me.
I can't do it. I do not like the old school Game Boy, collect them all and go fight the train. I don't like it. It's boring to me. And I mean,
That's fine.
all respect to those,
dude, when you play Colosseum as well, the animations, the Pokemon, some of the Pokemon wake when they faint, holy fuck, they're hilarious.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Can I get the cricket soundbite before you guys are out for the day? Because I'm going to need that. Anyway, Pokemon. It's a thing.
Yes.
Okay, so the topic of discussion that we all agreed on here was satisfying games. So I want to know from you guys, what is actually defined as a satisfying game? What are we satisfied by?
It varies from person to person, doesn't it?
Are we satisfied that we finished it? Are we like? Is it one of those things where we like you solve a puzzle and we're satisfied? Like, what are we looking at here?
There's actually like.
Go ahead.
No, I'll let Everis speak.
I thought of it as, for me personally, it's there's two things. There's two things I think of when I think of it. Is Power Wash Simulator. That's the first one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Which blew up last year, and that is satisfying on a whole different level. Like that's not even just satisfying as a video game. That's like satisfying for brain health. for people with like, you know, OCD and that kind of thing, which I do to an extent. And so Power Wash Simulator is a very satisfying game. It's simple. You got one task, but you feel so accomplished when you're done. Just makes you want, I don't know. It always makes me want to like power wash for real. Like I played the game, I'm like, I just want to power wash some real shit now.
Honestly,
but it falls under my stupid category of like rug washing videos on YouTube. It's so fucking satisfying. It's so satisfying to see like the before and the after, and then the satisfaction is there. Anyway, that's my first.
I can definitely.
Thank you for sharing.
I can definitely see that because like there is currently the popular satisfying game right now is a game called Just to the Left. So I haven't seen any of it, but I've been hearing like an awful lot about this. So because like
that's the toolbox one, right?
I'm not quite sure, but Power Wash was popular for a while.
Is it a little to the left or just to the left?
I think it's a little to the left. I'm not quite sure.
Because I looked it up and that's what came up on Steam.
Yeah, a little to the left.
Yes, I've seen this game. It's hard. It can be hard because you have to think outside the box sometimes.
But what's actually interesting is as far as like satisfying games, I have two different categories, and that is being able to successfully complete a puzzle or just doing something so simple and mundane that I enjoy. For example, I really enjoy playing solitaire. I'm really good at solitaire.
Okay, are you a spider guy? Are you traditional? Do you play one card draw, 3 card draw?
I play traditional 3-card draw, and after going through the thing 3 times,
that's the hardest
that's done. You know, play solitaire as hard as you can. To me, it's the best way possible. Whenever you do it, I just feel satisfied. I used to play this all the time. It got me through like a lot of my depression, kept me depressed, kept my hands and brain busy so I can keep my mind off things. And the other kind of
did anybody do, speaking of old school, did anybody do like Minesweeper?
I did Minesweeper.
I feel like that would fall under satisfying.
That game annoyed me.
I didn't quite enjoy Minesweeper the same way that Solitaire did, but the other kind of satisfying I find is you know how like in like a lot of games you try and like you just collect like so many items. The thing is, I actually really enjoy collecting items in like, say, whether it's like a lot of games, things like games like Stardew, or even just RPGs. And then finding a way to just sell a whole bunch of stuff that I figured out that I will not need, and making max bank of it. Hell, even Dark Souls, I find it satisfying. It's like, hey, here's all these equipment that I don't like, and I have a great time just selling it. I know people think it's weird. It's like Zenith, you're playing Dark Souls, you're here to kill enemies. Like, no, I'm here just having like maximum zen.
But this to me is like a satisfying component. This isn't a satisfying game. You're finding satisfaction in.
I'm taking something that is not a satisfying game and turning it into a satisfying experience by like, I'm selling items. This is so nice. I'm looking at all that bank I have.
I can attest to what he's saying, because like one of my favorite things to do in Fallout was, you build up this stuff to produce more things. Like you built yourself a water reclaiming factory, so you always had purified water.
Yeah. And you know what? You guys, with the 100 elixirs at the end of your Final Fantasy game, I'm speaking to you. I'm going to sell all that shit and I'm going to make maximum money. I don't need it.
For what?
For money. I might not need it, but it's satisfying. And especially if it pisses off those people that hoard all those elixirs, that just makes me even more satisfied. I rest my case.
I found
you take satisfaction in pain of others.
Case closed.
And himself as well. Don't forget that.
Now, to be told, elixirs are one of the scarce items in Final Fantasy games that are worth a pretty penny.
Money.
Dragonfly says merchant class. Merchant class.
Dragonfly's on fire today. Maybe we should hire Dragonfly. He's on fire today.
I'm a salt merchant. I'm half the satisfaction is knowing how much it triggers you that I'm selling all those elixirs.
They're the best.
Dragonfly might have a job here pretty soon. I'm tempted. Show me your real Dragonfly, and then we'll see.
I will own all those houses in an MMO.
Show me your chat reel.
Yeah, your chat reel. Your chat reel.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about like having an unorganized inventory because I sell all my shit.
See, I can't do it. I'm one of those people where I will Google, "Do I sell this?" Like
I'm kind of that way too.
So I figure out it's like I can fundamentally get another one of these, or maybe it's not going to make much sense for me to have it. So I'm selling this. And you know what? That is my satisfaction game. You know what? You can power wash all the rugs. I'm just gonna fucking sell all my shit for money.
Because in Stardew Valley, every single item in Stardew Valley has purpose. There's no junk items in except for trash. Even that has a purpose because you can recycle it. And it's frustrating because the last time I played Stardew Valley, I did item what is it? The community center remix. So that's where you can swap the community center items for a fresh gameplay take. And one of the bundles had an item, and the problem was I had the item early in the game, and I was like, well, this is just a friggin' museum item. So I just donated the museum, and then I went into the unlocked further bundles in the community center, and sure enough, that item that I donated was one of the bundle items. And since then, I have not been able to find that damn item.
Ooh.
So pissed. Fortunately, I did complete it because it was like you only had to provide 2 of the 3 items. So I found the other 2 items, but then the third one doesn't matter, and that was the one that I couldn't find. But to this day, I have that playthrough. I'm on like year 3 or year 4 or something like that. Still haven't found it. Still have not found that same damn item. So they all have, every single item in that game has purpose in some way, shape, or form. I can't. Everything's got to go in a box, and it's not being sold unless I know that another one can be achieved easily. I get where you're coming from, though, Zen.
I'm starting to get triggered. Because I'm starting to realize Zen. No, I'm starting to get triggered because I'm starting to realize Zen is the asshole that crashed the whole turnip market during the Animal Crossing craze. Like, he's the one that crashed it.
No, actually, because for Animal Crossing, I did turnips for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? I think I'm just losing money on this. I'm not going to invest my time on something that's just going to just completely just crash the turnip market. What I'm going to do instead is I just fished every single fucking fancy ass fish out of the ocean, and I just made my billions. In the best way they know how is you're going extinct. You're going extinct. You're going extinct out of the ocean.
I think
personally, I think turnips ruined the game.
It did. It really fucking ruined the game.
Turnips ruined the game because
Turnips been around for like since the original Animal Crossing.
They did, but they weren't tradable with other people. Like, in other words, you couldn't go to somebody else's and they had a really high turnip price that day, and everybody goes to that person's world and then gets a shit ton off of turnips.
Maybe that's
supposed to be a rare thing, and everyone could just utilize the.
Maybe the turnip market is what caused the Animal Crossing devs to just basically be like, nope, we're working on Splatoon now. Fuck this shit. You ruin it.
I was gonna say, did they nerf it?
It decreased the longevity of the game for sure. Like, because everyone had, unlimited money, and then they could do whatever they did, whatever they wanted. They didn't have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours collecting all the money themselves.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my mom has like 100 like houses in like the Happy Home Academy thing.
She's a Animal Crossing girl.
I'm just like, so you sweet. Have like a city. What the fuck?
That's so
all
sweet.
All I know is if I'd taken the skill set I learned from the turnip trading and actually applied it to real life shit, I probably wouldn't be in here. I'd be like in a brand new Beamer on the beach or something if I had just played the cards right.
Yeah. That actually reminds me, Eric. So these videos have been around for a while, but I watched this one guy where he started in LA and he had 1 penny. And he went across the country and turned that 1 penny into like viable ways to make money and get to the other side of the country in like 30 days. Huh. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm broke. What am I doing this shit for?
Yeah, but yeah, that was a whole different tangent. But that was a whole different beast in itself. I think the game was ruined by the whole turnip trading. Like,
well, that and what is it? Time travel as well.
Yeah,
that's right.
And just the fact that like it had a lot of performance issues. Like the more you decorated, the more the game just chugged. So I think, and because like it couldn't live up to the hype of Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS. So I just think that right now their focus, maybe the reason why they stopped is like, let's just focus on getting Animal Crossing out for the next console as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
Because they made their money. Unfortunately, it looks bad on them for giving up too early, but I think it's time that they, try and learn from their mistakes of New Horizons and push forward.
Yeah.
It was satisfying.
There's still a lot of content on that game.
Oh yeah, tons of content. But it was satisfying when you filled up that museum and you collected every fucking little creature, and you filled up that museum. That was satisfying. I'm not gonna lie. That was one of my satisfying pleasures.
I never thought about that, but you're right. That is a I do take satisfaction in being a completionist. In that kind of way.
I got bored very quickly on that. I got bored.
I meant in a more general sense, not necessarily with just.
No, I put 30 hours into Animal Crossing New Horizons, and while I thought it was okay at first, after a while everything became the same over and over and over again, and it got repetitive.
See, I think the people who play it the longest are the people who are like me, who enjoy decorating every little detail of their islands. It's not so much the interactions with other characters, but being able to make your island your own. I think that's really where you sink in your time.
You should have seen Morgan's Island the very first time I saw it. I went to visit. She had taken every single item in her inventory and laid out like a minefield across just an expansive space of nothing. Whether it just be branches, wood, supplies, and I'm just looking at and there's holes everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck did you do? This is me visiting a garbage dump. Why is this your island? And I was so triggered.
There's straight up people who will get rid of every single land block on their island, so their entire island is water.
Nice.
And then that is that.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to my island
drowned
of water.
everyone, including Tom Nook.
Exactly. Like, well, how do you feel right now that you've achieved this?
Yeah, she tried to bury her entire
honestly.
island in dirt, in a hole. Why would you do this?
That's funny.
For fun, for craziness.
I just realized, so this is going to go back to that whole Everis is going to be like, we need to have a conversation, Eric. But you guys ever play Thief Simulator?
Oh, I remember the game, yeah.
The glory I would have when I would rob the rich people in the neighborhood.
Is that satisfying?
Oh, it is satisfying when I take it to the pawn shop and they're like 65-inch big screen is worth $10.
Everyone loves a Robin Hood, right?
Eric,
Robin Hooding is different.
No, there's no Robin Hooding in this. I literally would steal their TV, I would steal their stereo and everything, take it straight down to the pawn shop in the game and sell it for like $30.
You're a rich bitch.
Eric,
stealing from a rich bitch.
Yep. Yes, Zenith.
Eric, did you marinate your victims in barbecue sauce and salt and pepper?
What?
No, that's not in the game.
No, get it?
What?
Eat the rich.
I'm sorry, but can I get another cricket? Can I get another cricket?
Sorry, I was trying to tell that joke.
It was really
Yeah.
God.
You tried way too hard for that joke.
His brain was working too hard on that one.
You were reaching on that one. Get more booze in chat for this, please.
Do you eat A1 sauce with everything? Did you say A1 sauce or barbecue sauce? Do you have A1 sauce?
Takes A1 to know one. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you.
What is A1 sauce?
It's like A1 sauce is like you have a bad steak and you slather in some sauce to make the steak better. That's what A1 sauce is.
Steak sauce, basically, yeah.
That's what people do to insult real chefs when they bring out a steak. Let me put some A1 on it.
Damn.
No,
it's like a salty, savory umami sauce. It's really there's no really like way to describe it. It just is what it is, and you have to try it in order to. It's like a little bit smoky, it's a little bit ketchupy, it's a little bit tart, it's a little bit
That's what I was
peppery.
thinking. I feel like the best way to insult someone who brought a nice delicious steak out is get some ketchup with it.
That's even worse.
Yeah,
that's
Chicago
worse.
style. Chicago style is how I like my steak.
Wait, what's Chicago style?
It's Chicago style. Hang on, let me try and do this before
style steak.
I just if you're eating if
Charred
you have
on the
a
surface, cut to your desired donuts on the inside.
Yeah, so like it uses like a lot of butter.
Okay.
So
and
you
like, baste the shit out of it.
Yeah, so basically it has like a lot more extra taste.
Yeah.
So it's usually done to like either strip loin steaks or T-bone.
See, truth be told, A1 is used to cover up bad steaks.
Okay.
That was its original. Well, that's not his original, purpose.
You use it. You use A1 to cover unsatisfying steaks.
Yeah, you use A1 if you go to like Subway and trying to order like their steak sub.
Jesus Christ, that's disgusting.
Why would you ever go to Subway for like a cheesesteak?
Go to
a cheesesteak place for a cheesesteak.
Exactly.
You know what the most heartbreaking thing I learned? Because we have an office in Philadelphia, right? And I talk to the people that work in there sometimes. I found out that the two big cheesesteak places in Philadelphia, the ones that like compete with each other, are always on TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're both garbage.
Oh, really?
So they're fighting for shitty cheesesteak supremacy over there, where all the locals go to like a specific one. And she gave me a list. I should ask for it again. But like she rattled off this list of the good cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. But I agree with Everis. Don't go to fucking Subway for a good sandwich. Like, just don't go to Subway for a sandwich.
That's what I said.
They have in their fucking Lunchables meat. Disgusting. But anyway, so yeah.
Quote unquote tuna.
Yeah.
I never ordered tuna.
What fish is that? Subway tuna.
Well, to be fair, if you order tuna from Subway, it's not technically tuna. So you
wait, is this fact? Is this
That's
fact?
fact?
No.
What is it?
We don't. Well, it's a combination of like seafood.
It's not like crab.
No.
Like what imitation crab bullshit. It's not like that. It's tuna. It's just bad
flocks
tuna.
of like fish skin.
Subway tuna.
It's just bad tuna. The thing is that tuna is so cheap. Why would they replace it with any other?
Yeah.
Oh
fish?
no. Oh god.
Doesn't taste like sardine. It doesn't taste like it doesn't taste like freaking what is that? Mackerel.
It's according to the Washington Post. Sorry, I'm behind a paywall here, but according to Subway, it's a mixture of various concoctions.
What does that mean?
What's the source? What's the source?
The bottom of
Whatever.
the fucking net. It's the crap they scrape off the cans of the good tuna and throw it in the fucking Subway tuna mill.
We lost that Subway sponsorship.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
To be fair, they've
Basically,
not got a
all
good track record with sponsoring.
No,
people,
they're looking
Subway.
at Dr. Disrespect next. Let's be
They
real here.
still got money. They still got money.
Do you not know they already sponsored him, Eric?
the tuna that they probably get
Wait,
for Subway is
No, they did.
what?
You're
dog
telling
have
me
a-
Subway sponsored Dr. Disrespect
Yes.
already?
Yes, they did. Strike
When?
2.
That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
About the time frame that all of this happened.
Yeah.
Now Dr. Disrespect gets to hang out with Jared.
Yep.
God, I hate it. Fucking
I found that out. I was like, oh
came full
shit, strike
circle.
2.
I hate this. I fucking hate this.
I smell a
I want to
sitcom.
cry.
That is wild. I did not know this.
I found out recently. I was like, oh shit.
I'm so sad.
Jesus. Oh god, that's just disappointing.
For how long?
I don't know.
It
maybe
could have.
if he-
It was probably
it
like
prob-
a month or something.
It probably was, but still, they sponsored him.
Yeah.
I wonder if he did it like the Happy Gilmore.
Maybe.
Cold cut combo. But can we just go back to satisfying games, please?
Sorry,
can
what
we
were we
just
talking about?
can we just steer off this depressing
Back.
Twitch cycle? Ugh. It's all your fault, Bill. You told us about the tuna.
No.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
all started.
You
This
also
no,
brought
no, no.
up-
This
you
all
also
started.
brought up
You
Subway.
went into a tangent about steak and A1 sauce as well.
You talked about Subway.
Because someone else talked
No.
about Subway.
Nope.
Because Eric mentioned the Subway.
You subwayed the
You were
shit
talking about it like
you
the Philly
subwayed the
cheesesteaks and everything there.
conversation to Subway.
It's the
No, I did
Subway
not.
Segway. Title of the podcast: Subway Segway.
Thank you
And
for
then
that,
it's just
Zenith.
Eric holding a sub. And then it's just basically a picture of Eric holding a sub, and it just
horrible
says "Sub beef,
cheesesteak.
eat freef."
Okay, I'm putting that in the chat right now.
Hold on.
Hold on. I got it. Let's see here. Subway Segway.
Here, make sure it also says this, Eric.
Oh god. Why am I scared?
Yeah, but it's all started from Eric. Because
Yeah,
Eric's talking about Subway.
Blame my brother for that.
I'll
He's
share
into the
facts about
stupidest
Subway.
humor, and I love it.
What is this? The booby if freef. No.
It's probably freef.
No, I'm not doing that.
You have to.
Okay.
You're
just for
contractually
you.
obligated to. There we
I'm
go.
contractually obligated to. Anyway, can someone please give me another satisfying game? Everis, Dill, someone save us from this. The chat, please help us.
I get satisfaction from creativity.
Okay, so were you a Mario Paint? Oh, you might have Mario Paint. might
No,
have been
this
your
goes
era.
this goes back to my simulation game rant
Okay.
again.
Okay,
Where
what
I'll
do we
spend
do?
hours and hours and hours on sim games making the best
The perfect house.
Yeah, the perfect house, the perfect farm, the perfect the perfect space. That's a bit that's hitting home right now because that's pretty much all I'm doing on Planet Zoo is making like the best freaking zoo that could ever be zooed.
according to your standards, what makes a satisfying house? Like
That's subjective.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I said according to you. Like for you, what makes a satisfying house?
Aesthetic.
Okay.
My first degree that I did not, my first classes in college, and I thought I wanted to be, was an interior designer. That was my first like career choice that I went to college for, and I only took like maybe a year of classes before I decided that clients make bad design decisions and I wouldn't be able to deal with it. So I decided that I only wanted to be an interior designer for myself, and that was that.
Was like The Sims your practice? Like, was that how you practiced The Sims?
I mean, I started Sims when I was like really like pretty young, and it was like one of the games that my parents actually like was okay with us playing. And it was a PC game as well, so that was another factor, is that the PC game. But yeah, that was kind of my practice. I enjoy way more time like making houses look cool than I do with actually interacting with Sims and, you know, making babies or whatever everyone else does in that game. So making bad life decisions is what people do in that game.
I have another satisfying game that might actually trigger some people.
Okay.
I think there's nothing more satisfying than building hotels on every single one of your properties in Monopoly.
You're that asshole. God damn.
You're the arsehole, makes everyone go bankrupt, aren't you? There's Zen.
Yeah. I don't care if it's on
there's another word for that.
Place. I just want hotels on all my properties. Please land on them.
There's another word for that. That's not
satisfaction. Come on by to Capitalist Zens. Give me your money.
They should fucking change your account. Your account name should be fucking Legend of Bezos.
Eric, hand me the A1 sauce. I feel like tasting some Zen.
You should be Legend of fucking Bezos. That's what your name should be. Because you know what? You talk really fucking left wing, like you're all about this freedom and shit, but you just want to bleed us all dry.
You know, in games, yes. But, you know, I am for the people, but also for your money. Game-wise.
God help us. You know what? I don't trust him. I don't trust him anymore. God help us if this man wins the lottery or gets into any kind of political office, because those people are screwed.
I will say this, though. So I actually have to build my own Monopoly board based off the community, and it's gonna be Zelda themed, so I do have to do that.
So you're gonna hoard all the rupees then, are you?
Yeah, he's gonna hoard all the rupees.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not changing up the rules at all. So if you're just bad at Monopoly, then oops, you know, I guess you suck.
So instead of hotels, he's gonna build like shrines,
temples.
All right.
Yeah.
But then, like, the more you put towards it, the bigger the temple becomes.
Of said location. So it's like each place is a location, and then you build a temple on that location.
Exactly.
So it'd be like Kakariko Village Temple or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So what's jail then?
Yeah, what's jail?
Ganondorf.
That's not jail.
He has no answer.
That's just like the Demi's personal, like, you know, horny collection.
That's actually a really good question.
Zen sleeps on a pile of golden gems. Let's see here. Zen for president doesn't like matter if he's Canadian. Cage.
Like a general cage.
Zen's a dragon. Dragon these nuts. Got him.
Nice.
It has to be like a. It's got to be like. I think it could be more clever than just a general jail cell or a general cage cell. I feel like we could come up with something.
The jail cell from Gerudo Fortress.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the Yiga Clan one where they bust you and then they lock you up?
It could be Yiga Clan.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild is not a Zelda game.
What?
It's in Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay,
Boo-boo.
okay. Well, it's not on like my version of Zelda.
It's part of the Zelda universe now.
It don't matter.
That
Zen
means he
doesn't
can. If he
believe
can't use Breath of the Wild, that means he can't use Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Well, I like both games, but like when I think of Zelda, I think of the other game.
Oh, you're the boomer. The
Yeah,
Zelda
I'm
boomer.
thinking. I'm just yes, I'm the Zelda boomer.
Fucking collecting rupees from his social security.
Yeah, back when finding Ashika was rare instead of them being all over the place.
I hear what you're saying, but I agree with the satisfaction of building a nice, clean home in The Sims, organizing and laying your stuff out. I get it. But yeah, I used to have the satisfaction of just ripping off rich people in Thief Simulator and then pawning it for dirt cheap.
Fair enough.
There's some glory in it.
It's like finishing a really long creative project. There's always going to be satisfaction with it. Like, you have this like let's just say Zen's building a board game, and it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of creativity. You finish it, satisfaction.
Do you ever get that empty feeling, like when you're done with that one project? Like, do you get that empty feeling and you're like, what am I going to do next?
That's when you start another one.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when you start another house.
I say
start another zoo.
I get that with a lot of video games that I play. Like, I finish a video game and I'm like, oh, damn, what's next? There's very few games that I play fully all the way through, and then at the end, I'm truly satisfied with my play. I'm not disappointed about where I finished the game.
I'm just thinking about back in the day where I used to do game designing, and when it was so satisfying when you actually finish your map design and then you add all your like NPCs and your scripted events, and then moving on to the next project, it was kind of like an experience where it's like, all right, I'm done this, but like I have these 2 or 3 big ideas, and you try and move on to the next thing you want to design, and that for me, I mean, obviously it's like very different because like you're building a house, you're designing it, and it's like, all right, this I can't do anymore. But I kind of like share like a similar feeling with how I felt about game design.
I always wanted to design games. I thought about it back in the day. And then when I talked to like the college like representative or whatever, they were like, you got to take all these courses like algebra and calculus and computer science. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
No. You don't need all those things.
Yeah, that's
it depends on what kind of video game, like what part
aspect
you're gonna play and the
what
process.
Aspect of it, yeah. Before we leave today, I have been told to ask Everis about her Terraria base building process.
I build a base.
That doesn't seem like an honest answer.
That's it all then, folks.
That's
See you
really
next time.
That's I don't know what they expect me to say. Like I built a base. I built bases.
All I know is Prom is saying this question with a smirk. He's got a cap on it.
It's not like it's anything crazy. It's just I spend an excessive amount of time, and so does Morgan, in this game building cool bases.
Yeah,
it's
it's a 2D
Minecraft thing.
You just need to get into the mentality of like explaining exactly what you do, but make sure you mention before you say it is like, yes, so this is how I do it. Sponsored by Subway, eat fresh. And then you can
here's the difference. Morgan likes being called out for Terraria because I can appreciate the love of Terraria that she has because I have that same love for Terraria. In which case, Morgan does not mind being called out.
Morgan just likes like spending hours just digging up dirt for no reason.
I hardly believe that's true.
No, she does. She's done that.
Yeah, because you got to make space for your base.
But not with sand.
Nope.
Yeah, she's the kid that scooped
space for the base.
She's the kid that scooped the sand out of the sandbox on the playground. She's just like.
She's the person that like takes like a butter knife and scrapes all like the moss out in between the cracks of your sidewalk.
Morgan's just out there trying to get all the sand off the beach.
Probably done it.
Prom gives me way too much credit. My stuff is nothing compared to the stuff that you see online, like that people post to like Reddit and stuff. Like people make the craziest shit on a 2D game. They make a 2D game like 3D, which is pretty.
Some of the Fallout
with
ones
their
are
design.
Wild.
It's crazy. I'm okay, but I'm not that good. I'm way better at zoo design than I am at Terraria design. If I'm being honest,
I'm about ready to go buy the zoo game. I did not get it on the sale, but I'm about to go.
Get it on the sale. I swear, Eric. Like play your other shit you need to play. Play Dragon Age Origins.
You will be excited. No,
save
zoo
excited. For another day.
I'm almost done with the stuff that I'm playing right now. I will dedicate August to Undertale. That is the game of
that's
August.
Your job.
That's the game of August is Undertale. That is it for today, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. That all the conversations that went off a wild tangent due to Dill and Zenith and nobody else in this panel.
Mainly Zenith.
But next episode back is and I have the calendar in front of me today. The next episode is the 27th of July. There is a new Back to the Backlog up on the YouTube channel. You can do !point social media for that guy. And we're about one episode away from finishing Doom. I'm actually going to record that hopefully this weekend. I got to get that done. So there's a link to that. We got a new clip up on the TikTok. You can catch that there too. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe on all that good stuff.
Share with your friends and your dog.
What? Yeah. We've also noticed that Zenith is the core of every single clip, and we don't know why.
I believe it's the ninja guy bias.
Yeah.
The ninja bias.
The Morgan bias.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Fired.
Jesus.
I mean, I can't help being this good at this podcast, guys. I'm speed running it.
How much do you pay Morgan then?
I pay her in pretend money. No, she pays me. She subscribes to my channel.
Monopoly money. Got it.
What disturbs me is that she does so much work for you and us, and then she still pays to subscribe.
Yeah.
Like she hasn't given you enough in sweat and blood. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and be back on the 27th. We're going to record a new Back to the Backlog very, very soon. That's on my list of things to do. Hopefully this week we're going to get that done. And then we'll have more stuff for you guys. So as always, it's myself. We got Dill. We got Everis. We got Zenith. This is Good Friends, Good Games. And we'll see you guys all very, very soon.
Bye.